Now, the greatest radio shows of all time.
Suspense.
The Shadow Node.
Washington calling David Harding, counter-spy.
Classic radio theater.
The Great Gildersleeve.
Fibber McGee and Molly.
Dragnet.
Gunsmoke.
The Lone Ranger.
Now, step back into a time machine with your host, Wyatt Cox.
Good evening, friends of the Inner Sanctum.
Comedy on this Friday the 13th with episodes of the Chase and Sanborn Hour from 88 years ago. Edgar Bergen, Charley McCarthy, Dorothy Lamour, W.C. Fields, the whole crew. Oh, and the guest, of course, Richard Rodgers and Lorenz Hart as well. And Don Ameche. It's going to be a fun one. Oh, and Joan Blondell as the guest. Also, George Burns and Gracie Allen from a 1944 war bond rally from Kansas City. We'll also hear an episode of The Great Gildersleeve starring Harold Perry from 1943. And we'll wrap it all up with a 1960 edition of The Couple Next Door. That's coming up next on this TGI Friday the 13th, June 13th, 164th day of the year, 201 days left in 2025. Boxer Rebellion began in China on this date in 1900. Postal Service ruled on this date in 1920 that children may no longer be sent by parcel post. Yes, kids were mailed at one point in time until the post office ended the practice. Ticker tape parade held for aviator Charles Lindbergh down Fifth Avenue in New York City. 1934, Adolf Hitler and Mussolini met in Venice, Italy. Mussolini later describing the German dictator as a silly little monkey. 1935, one of the biggest upsets in championship boxing. The 10-1 underdog James J. Braddock defeated Max Baer in Long Island and became the heavyweight champion of the world. Of course, that Max Baer, the father of Max Baer Jr., Jethro, in the Beverly Hillbillies. 1942, the United States opened its Office of War Information.
Attention, please. The Silver Meteor, due to leave at 2:45, will be about 50 minutes late. The track will be announced later.
Your train's late, and then you can't get a seat. It's an upper or nothing.
What? Club card? No, sir.
Sometimes you can't get on at all. You need a priority to travel by plane. You have trouble getting a taxi. Buses are crowded.
Will you send this tomorrow, please? Sorry, no deliveries until next week.
You use your car, and then a tire goes flat. Sometimes you can't find gas, even with ration tickets.
That's the situation now, and it isn't going to get any better for the duration. But there are important reasons behind it. American transportation is doing the biggest job in its history and the best, but it's all geared to war. Every line, every carrier, every road leads to the battlefronts of the United Nations. Although we try to serve you as best we can, you've had to suffer some discomfort. Remember this, our trains did run to serve you only. Now they're serving the war. Watch us in action and you will understand why.
That's Joseph B. Eastman of the Office of Defense Transportation in one of a bunch of Office War Information films, this one entitled Right Away. The OWI classified by some people as a propaganda organization, and probably they're not wrong. It was trying to make the war winnable on the U.S. part. 1966, the Supreme Court set forth on this date in 1966 in Miranda versus Arizona, the police must advise suspects of their rights upon taking them into custody.
You have the right to remain silent. You have the right to the presence of an attorney.
And you have the right to identify the individual giving that Miranda warning. Of course, you hopefully know that was Harry Morgan from television's Dragnet. Let's see, on this date in 1967, Thurgood Marshall nominated to become the first African-American on the Supreme Court. Lyndon Johnson.
I believe it's the right thing to do, the right time to do it, the right man in the right place.
Marshall, the first African-American appointed to the Supreme Court. And he was also won 29 of the 32 civil rights cases he argued before the court, culminating in Brown versus Board of Education in 1954. On this date in 1971, New York Times began publishing the Pentagon Papers.
I think the public's reaction has been, we did need to know this information, we had a right to know it, and they are calling, I think, on their legislators now to act on that information.
Daniel Ellsberg on his release of the top-secret Pentagon study of U.S. government decision-making in relation to the Vietnam War to the New York Times, the Washington Post, and other newspapers. In 1983, the space probe Pioneer 10, launched in 1972, became the first spacecraft to leave the solar system. It took 11 years. Let's see, it was on this date in 1986 we lost a wonderful licorice stick player, Benny Goodman. 2000, President Kim Dae-jung of South Korea met Kim Jong-il, the leader of North Korea, for the beginning of the first ever inter-Korea summit in the northern capital of Pyongyang. 2002, the U.S. withdrew from the anti-ballistic missile treaty. 2005, a man opened fire at policemen outside the police headquarters in Dallas. While a bag containing a pipe bomb also found, he was later shot dead by police. Passing away on this date, in addition to Benny Goodman, who died in 1986, the wonderful Clyde McPhatter, wonderful musician. From Mary Poppins, actor Matthew Garber, Darla Hood of the Our Gang comedies, the grandfather of Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, Peter Maivia, or High Chief Peter Maivia, if you will, actress Geraldine Page, Fran Allison of Kukla, Fran and Ollie, Two Puppets and Her, astronaut Deke Slayton passed away on this date, Tim Russert, who was a very good journalist, the founder of Jimmy Dean Foods, Jimmy Dean, and a wonderful singer as well. From Deliverance Network and Superman, Ned Beatty, and passing away a year ago today, Benji Gregory. He was from the TV show Alf. He was the little boy. Now let's turn to birthdays today, and we see Basil Rathbone, probably best known to our listeners for his role as Sherlock Holmes, football player Red Grange, actress Mary Wicks, who did some delightful work, but probably best remembered as Josephine the Plumber in, I believe it was Comet Ads. Paul Lynde, the center square of the Hollywood Squares, and Bobby Freeman, wonderful people all born on this date in history.
Hi, this is Jeff Foxworthy. It is now time for the birthday announcements. The following people are now officially older than dirt.
Wonderful actor from A Clockwork Orange and Caligula, Malcolm McDowell, 82 today. He did some stints on the late night show. You know him. He wrote a wonderful book called War Day. Whitley Strieber is 80. From Dr. Hook and the Medicine Show, Dennis Locchieri is 76. John Boy from the Waltons, Richard Thomas, also 74 today. Tim Allen turned 72 today.
So the only reason men are alive is for lawn care and vehicle maintenance. Think about it. It is true. She said once that men shouldn't even talk. They should just grunt like the simian primate they are. That's how men should talk. It's true. It's a simple yet effective language. You're a little confused. Now you understand. Oh, yeah. I'd like to see corporate level grunting. Robert Stemple, the new head of GM, of course. You all know that. Yeah, sure we do. Introducing the 1991 product line from Chevrolet. Simple.
Yes, that was from a club date. I did had to beep him there. Tim Allen from Home Improvement, 72 today. From the Breakfast Club and St. Elmo's Fire, Ali Sheedy is 63. From Vegas Vacation and Once Upon a Time, Ethan Embry is 47. Captain America in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Chris Evans is 44.
There are men laying down their lives. I got no right to do any less than them.
Chris Evans, 44 today. You remember them from Full House? Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen, the twins have grown up. They're 39 now.
What I see is me. I see me too.
From the movie It Takes Two, Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen, 39 today. From Two Broke Girls, Thor and WandaVision, Kat Dennings is 39. And Paul Walker's younger brother from Fast and Furious 7 and The Last Full Measure, Cody Walker, is 37 today. Those just a few of the people celebrating the 13th day of June as their birthday. If this is your birthday...
We baked you a birthday cake. If you get a tummy ache and you moan and groan and woe, don't forget we told you so. Happy birthday! Happy birthday!
Make a wish, dear, and blow out the candles.
Here they go.
The Chase and Sanborn Hour up next. As it was originally broadcast 88 years ago, June 13th, 1937. Joan Blondell, the guest with all the regular gang. That's up next here on this Friday the 13th Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox.
Do you know how old the school building in your community is? If it's over 25 years old, the chances are that it's woefully inadequate. Join with the groups in your community working for better school conditions. Remember, better schools build a stronger America.
Now the first half of the Chase and Sanborn Hour, going back 88 years, June 13th, 1937. Edgar Bergen, Charley McCarthy, guest Joan Blondell, W.C. Fields, and Richard Rodgers, Lorenz Hart, and Don Ameche. They all get to spend some time out in front of the mic on this show.
Joan Blondell, Dorothy Lamour, W.C. Fields, Rodgers and Hart, Edgar Bergen and Charley McCarthy, Werner Jansen and Don Ameche. This is the Chase and Sanborn Hour.
This is the Chase and Sanborn Hour, and this is Don Ameche greeting you for one of the screen's most delightful comedians, Miss Joan Blondell, and for those heavenly twins of the musical world, Dick Rodgers and Larry Hart. Greetings, too, from W.C. Fields, Dorothy Lamour, Edgar Bergen and Charley McCarthy, and Werner Jansen, America's foremost conductor, who leads the orchestra in a top tune of the day, That Foolish Feeling. Going with the wind, his top hat clamped on his red head and his monocle screwed in his right eye, Charlie McCarthy is about 2 jumps ahead of the truant officer and only 2.5 jumps ahead of a spanking. But nobody'd risk hand spanking Charlie, even if he is made of soft pine. But it's a safe bet Edgar Bergen can talk Charlie out of any kind of trouble because it's really Edgar who puts the words in Charlie's mouth. I hope, Edgar, that you have cleared everything with the truant officer and that you have enrolled Charlie in a school.
Well, it's not as simple as all that, Don.
No, it isn't.
No. But I've had another letter from Mr. Ramshackle, the truant officer, and he's liable to arrive here and get Charlie any minute.
Well, he'll have some time to get me because I've locked all the doors around here and I've swallowed the keys.
Oh, I see.
If he does show up, I'm going to take the air route out of here.
The air route?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I'm leaving through the ventilator.
I see. Well, now, listen, young man.
Uh-huh.
I don't want to be any part of this.
No.
No, listen. You're only cheating yourself out of an education.
Is that so?
Yes. Now, don't count on me for protection, for I'm not going to be a part of this scheme of yours.
Oh, is that so?
No.
Well, suppose I do go to school. Suppose I do. So what?
Well, it means a great deal to have your name read Charlie McCarthy, LLD, or PhD.
Yes.
Now, it's up to you how it's going to read.
Yes. Well, I like Charlie McCarthy, RFD.
RFD.
For that matter, I've already had a title of MD.
MD?
Yeah, mental deficient.
Oh, I see. Yes, well, you're all right, Charlie.
I think so, yes.
There are just a few wheels out of order up here in your head.
Well, I'll keep my hat on. It won't show.
No. But, young man, you can't hide ignorance.
No.
No. Every time you speak, you reveal your knowledge or your lack of knowledge.
Is that so?
Yes. For example, if a man should come up to you and say, "Will you borrow me $10? What do you think of that?
Very little.
Very little. You know he lacks education.
Yes.
Why?
Well, if he had any sense at all, he'd know I didn't have $10.
I see. Now, if he should say, "Can you loan me $10? What's the difference?
There's no difference at all. I'm still broke.
I see.
At school, I was known as a 3-letter man. I owe you.
A shameful record.
Is that so? What kind of a student were you, Mr. Bergen?
Well, in all my school years, I can boast of a record of never having failed in any subject.
Yeah?
Can you say the same?
Well, yes, but not with such a straight face.
I
don't know. I just don't understand schooling. I don't know. If I don't go to school, the truant officer comes after me. And if I do go, they flunk me out.
Life is complicated, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It's so complicated that I think if a person is lucky if he isn't born at all. Of course, that seldom happens.
How do you do, gentlemen? Can you tell me where I could find Edgar Bergen and Charlie McCarthy?
Yes. Us is them. I mean, we's is those. I'm it.
Well, now, look, which one is which?
Well, that's him, and I'm me.
Well, which one is the stupid one?
Well, there's been a good deal of discussion about that.
I would like to talk to you if I'm not intruding.
Oh, not at all. Come in.
Thank you. I am Mr. Ramshackle, the truant officer.
Oh, get out. Don't you dare to interrupt us here.
Oh, so you're Charlie McCarthy, hmm?
No, not me. My name is Exel Carlson. I just came over here 3 years ago.
Now, look, you can't fool me, McCarthy. Why don't you tell the truth?
Why don't you blow your nose?
I guess you don't know what I'm here for, hmm?
Well, what are you going to do, Mr. Ramshackle?
And there's only one road for me to take.
Why don't you take it? You take the high road and I'll take the alley.
All right. That boy must come with me.
I'll go, but if you take me away from Bergen, I'll never say another word.
That boy is sadly in need of schooling. That is shown by his marks forwarded from New York. They read D in spelling, D in arithmetic, D in deportment, and D in effort.
I was fresh out of effort.
There's very little to be said for that. Nothing but D's. Very little to be said for that.
Well, at least I'm consistent.
Yes, that's right. Yes.
Yeah, but it doesn't read very well. D, 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 D.
Now, it sounds better if you sing it. D, 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 D.
Well, Edgar, I guess I can be myself again and remove the false whiskers and accent of Mr. Ramshackle. I think we had Charlie scared for a while there. But music will calm him down. Music by Rodgers and Hart. For 18 years, we've been humming and whistling their songs. When they were college freshmen, they started working together on the words and music for 2 Columbia varsity shows. And in just a few years, they've written 30 musical comedies, 6 musical movies, and more than 2,000 songs. We add to that record with the first-time performance of Please Make Me Be Good, a brand new song written by Dick Rodgers and Larry Hart for Dorothy Lamour to sing. A lovely song to a lovely lady. These warm days certainly invite us all to enjoy life to the full. And as authority on that subject, Donald Briggs.
One of the pleasures of the season is the cool, refreshing goodness of delicious iced coffee. Iced coffee, as you know, tastes more delicious and does more to refresh you if you make it properly. The important thing is to avoid a weak, watery taste from the melting ice. So, allow for ice dilution by making your coffee a little stronger than usual and by using the blend that gives you the extra richness you want. Chase and Sanborn coffee. This blend of the world's choice coffees always comes to you at the peak of its marvelous flavor, for it's rushed straight from roasting to your grocer with the date of delivery clearly marked on every bag. This dating plan guarantees freshness. In addition, it enables us to pack Chase and Sanborn dated coffee in an economical dated bag instead of an expensive container. And we give you the saving. Enjoy this rich, satisfying coffee often. Hot at breakfast, iced during the day and in the evening. Buy a pound of Chase and Sanborn dated coffee from your grocer tomorrow.
Because her father and mother were acting, Joan Blondell had made 56 trips across the United States and gone around the world 7 times before she was 20 years old. Since she has finally settled down in Hollywood as a star of Warner Brothers, Joan has become one of our finest comedians and a swell dramatic actress, too. For us, she plays the girl in Colin Clements' one-act play, Spring. Miss Joan Blondell.
Thank you very much, John.
Spring, with Joan Blondell as the girl and Don Ameche as the gob. The scene is a bench in a park, any old park, on a spring night. The girl enters, looks at the full moon overhead, and with a sigh sits down on the edge of the park bench. The gob comes along, stops, and sits down beside her.
Hello?
Yeah, alone.
You waiting for anybody?
Nope, nobody in particular.
Ah, just sitting, huh?
Mm-hmm. Just sitting and thinking.
Yeah, what you thinking about?
Oh, I don't know. Just kind of thinking of just thinking.
Oh.
You thinking, too?
Uh-huh.
A penny for your thoughts.
Huh? What you mean, a penny for my thoughts?
Don't you know what that means?
No, I don't get you.
Well, a penny for your thoughts means, I was just wondering what you was thinking about.
See, I bet you I was thinking the same thing you was thinking when you told me you was just thinking.
Oh, I was not.
Oh, well, now you don't need to get so high-hat about it.
Well, why shouldn't I? Who wouldn't get sore when some fresh guy comes along and tells a girl she was thinking things she hadn't had naught to of?
Who did?
You did just now. You said that.
Me?
Yes, you.
Just because I said you was probably thinking the same thing I was thinking, that?
Yeah, sure.
You up and get sore about that?
Sure. Where was you brung up anyhow? Think that's the thing to say to a respectable girl?
Respectable? Well, who said you wasn't?
Well, you didn't say it, but you might as well have.
Say, now listen, get this and get it straight. You think I ain't been knocking around this old world long enough to know a respectable Jane from the other kind?
Yeah, but you came up here
You got me all wrong. I came up here because I like to walk up that street over there and peek in the windows at people who have homes of their own. Sit here under the trees. I wasn't trying to pick you up when I seen you sitting here looking lonesome like. Ah, well, I guess I might as well be mooching along.
Oh, you ain't going, are you?
Well, why not? You sure ain't making this place no picnic ground for me.
Well, then, what was you thinking about?
Ah, maybe you'd laugh.
Laugh? Oh, honest, I wouldn't laugh. Go on, tell me what you was thinking about.
About poetry.
Poetry?
Yeah, I told you you'd laugh.
I ain't laughing. No, because that's what I was thinking about, too.
Was you? What kind of poetry?
I don't know. Oh, a lot of kind of things I don't know nothing about. Birds and flowers and places with stars overhead and a big moon, like you see it shining across the water. And about, I don't know. I just love poetry, kind of. Gee, the stars are big tonight.
Huh? Oh, yeah.
And the trees smell so good, don't they?
Uh-huh.
Everybody seems happy.
Yeah. It's spring.
Yeah, spring.
Kind of makes you feel like the way a balloon must feel just before it goes up in the air. Oh, I don't know how to say it.
Kind of light and warm and spots. Like as if you wanted to kind of bust out of your skin.
Yeah. Like as if I wanted to laugh and cry all at the same time.
Must be the spring.
I don't know, though. Gee, I felt that way sometimes right in the dead of winter.
You feel like that? Like the way you said?
Yeah, honest, right in the dead of winter. Say, you ever been on the sea?
Only in a rowboat once.
Ah, that ain't no good. You gotta get out where there ain't no land. Out where there's just sky and big shining waves and salt spray hitting you in the face. I don't know much about God, but when that old ship gets to going back and forth, seems as if God was taking you up in his big loving arms and kind of rocking you to sleep. You know, you're just like a mother. Yeah, I suppose you think I'm kind of nuts or drunk or something, huh?
No, I don't. I know how you feel. I feel like I'd like to hear you talk, honest. Sounds just like poetry to me.
Poetry?
I always wanted to meet a guy who could have beautiful thoughts like yours. A guy who could think things out in his head and write them down.
Write them down?
Yeah, make poems out of them. Beautiful thoughts, I mean.
I wrote one today.
A poem? You wrote a poem?
Oh, sure. I read lots of them. I'm doing another one right now.
Oh, well, say it, will you?
Oh, well, I can't remember all of it.
Then say part of it, won't you?
I got it all written down here somewhere in my pocket.
Read it to me.
You want me to?
Oh, please.
Well, here it is. It ain't a very long poem. I'm going to finish it up someday and send it in the newspapers.
Honest? Oh, well, come on and sit down close to me when you read it.
I wish it was longer. When I am far upon the sea, then great thoughts often come to me. Earth is sweetest after rain. Man is strongest after pain. That's as far as I got. I'm going to finish it tomorrow, maybe.
Oh, dear. It's beautiful.
You like it?
I think it's wonderful. How'd you ever think of it all? Gee, like that part, man is strongest after pain.
Oh, I don't know. It just kind of come to me and I wrote it down.
So true, too. I mean the kind of pain what hurts deepest. You know, the kind that sort of makes your heart all dry up and you think life ain't worth living. That's the kind of me. I've had it. I know what I'm talking about.
You don't mean the kind of pain that comes from love?
The kind that comes from wanting someone to love.
Yeah, I understand.
Being lonesome like, and never finding nobody that feels the way you think they ought to about things.
Do you have that kind of pain?
Uh-huh. I always wanted to find somebody who felt like you said you felt when you was out on the sea alone. Most people don't feel those things nowadays. Anyhow, the fellas I meet don't. Oh, gosh. If I ever dared to ask anyone to come out here and look under the stars with me and under these trees, he'd think I was off my bean. I tried it once, and what do you suppose he called me?
What?
Loony. That's what he called me, loony.
Why, the dirty bum saying things like that about you.
But that's all alike. All fellas are, mostly. Always thinking about beer and motion pictures.
Oh, I don't like beer and motion pictures. But, boy, I love the stars.
Well, you're different from most other people. That's what I like about you.
Yeah, well, that's what I like about you. You have a way of understanding things.
Do you really kind of like me?
Well, yeah. Say, listen to that.
Well, gosh, that's the new orchestra down to Healy's Hall.
Boy, that's some music.
Yeah, gee, it's swell.
Yeah, I'll tell the world. Say, do you like to dance?
Well, it depends on who's dragging me to the party. I went down there once with my sister's fella. One night when she had tonsillitis and couldn't go. Gee, that boy could dance. They're married now, him and my sister. Yeah. They got a kid, and another one comes. They got a kid.
Say, would you like to go down and have a dance at Healy's, huh?
You mean you...
I mean, would you like to go down and dance with me?
Oh, would I like to dance? You ain't asking me to go, are you?
Well, that's what I meant.
Oh, I'd love to.
Oh, say, how much does it cost?
$1 for men. The girls get in free.
Oh, I wonder if I got $1. Gee, 4 bits, 2 bits. That's 75 cents.
Yeah.
And a couple of dimes somewhere. Oh, here they are. 75, 85, 95. I got another red cent.
I got some money here now. 10, 20, 45, 60, 70, and a dime to get home on. Go on, take it.
You want me to?
Go on.
You think it's square?
Sure it's square. We got enough for the dance and hot dogs afterwards. Listen. Do you know the name of that tune?
No, I never heard it before. What is it?
It's The Glory of Love.
What?
That's the name of it. The Glory of Love.
Huh. I guess that means us, huh, kid?
Honest. Oh, gee. You won't ever forget about the stars and all.
Oh, no, never. I won't forget them. Not as long as I can look at them With you.
Gee, I like to hear you say that.
Boy, listen to him play.
Oh, boy.
Makes you feel like you was kind of walking on eggs, huh?
Done it.
Come on, let's go.
All right, let's go.
For Miss Blondell and myself, thank you. The Chase and Sanborn Hour with W.C. Fields, Joan Blondell, Rodgers and Hart, Dorothy Lamour, Edgar Bergen and Charlie McCarthy, and Werner Jansen continues in just a moment.
And that's the first half of the Chase and Sanborn Hour from 88 years ago today, June 13th, 1937, here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. We'll finish it up in just a moment.
Daily, the broadcasts of Radio Free Europe and Radio Free Asia strike through the Iron Curtain, bringing the truth about the free world to the captive peoples behind it. Help send a message by giving to the 1952 Crusade for Freedom.
We'll get to the second half of the Charlie McCarthy, the Chase and Sanborn Hour, in just a moment. Some of you have said you really like the news. I've said, I asked you a couple of times if you really like us doing the news and such. Some of you have given a overwhelming voice of approval. So let me do some headlines from this date back in 1937, 88 years ago today. Possibility that President Roosevelt may be asked to intervene in the spreading steel strike arose as Michigan mobilized National Guardsmen and state police to prevent a recurrence of violence in Monroe. Authorities sources said at Columbus that Governor Martin L. Davey of Ohio may appeal to the president if his conference with company officials and Committee for the Industrial Organization leaders Tuesday fails to produce an agreement. Meanwhile, a small Saturday night force of workers walked past during strike pickets into the Bethlehem Steel Plant Corporation's huge Cambria plant in Johnstown, Virginia. Let's see. We also have alarmed by the absence of any overtures for ransom. Long Island police expressed fear that the missing Mrs. Alice McDonald Parsons had been slain by her abductors. In other news, 14 tugs sighted by flood tide pulled the battleship Tennessee from a San Francisco Bay mudbank. The mighty war machine anchored in her proper position 31 hours before schedule. Dr. W.P. King, editor of the Southern Methodist Christian Advocate, took issue with Bishop Collins Denny of Richmond, Virginia, on the degree of unanimity necessary before a denomination can complete a proposed union with two other branches of Methodism. Breaking camp to end their 47th annual reunion, soldiers of the Confederacy already looking ahead to a joint reunion with the Yankees at Gettysburg next June. Some left Jackson, Mississippi, still mumbling protests over the actions of the United Confederate Veterans Organization in voting to bring the blue and gray together. They predicted dire results, but the majority eagerly looked forward to the assembly of the surviving members of the Lee and Grant. One other item, after 6 years, Norman Dine, still happily married, he wants the world to know about it. He said, "My wife Tess, not having left my bed and board after 6 years, I am cheerfully responsible for all debts incurred by her," read the advertisement he had published in the personal column of a local newspaper on his wedding anniversary. He commented, "Usually newspapers only mention marriages that break up. I thought it was time for someone saying a good word for couples whose marriages had worked out." Mrs. Dine quite pleased over what her husband termed a graceful gesture, an orchid, a bouquet. Some of the news stories in the newspapers of Sunday, June 13th, 1937. Now let's get back to the Chase and Sanborn Hour. Edgar Bergen, Charlie McCarthy, Dorothy Lamour, Joan Blondell, and more as we get on here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox.
Bum, 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 here we are. Hey, nanny, nanny, and a bum, bum, bum. Take it away, Nietzsche.
Thank you, Charlie. Ladies and gentlemen, we are honored to present a one-act dramatic epic entitled Summer. Conceived, written, produced, and directed by Charles McCarthy. Starring C. McCarthy, one of the matinee idols of the American stage, and featuring Dorothy Lamour. an actress. Scenery designed, painted, and created by Senor Carlos McCarthy. Shrubbery and landscaping is in McCarthy Park, the courtesy of McCarthy Planters Incorporated. Incidental music composed by Charles and McCarthy. It is a hot day in July. The female, Dorothy Lamour. The handsome and debonair tar, Charley McCarthy. Curtain.
Oh, summer.
Summer. Oh, summer. What is so hot as a day in July? Hello?
Hello. Ain't it hot?
You said it, babe. It was hotter last night, wasn't it?
You said it, babe.
And how?
Are you a poet, sailor?
No, I'm a sailor poet.
Oh, I love ships in the summer. What ship are you often?
I'm often, yes, McCarthy. Often on it.
Oh, I love the sea. Especially in the summer, don't you?
Don't mind if I do, no. Have you ever been to sea?
To see what?
Oh, skip it, landlubber.
Then you are a sailor, ain't you?
Yes, and how? Oh, standing on the deck and letting the salt spray hit you in the mug. And boy, do I get seasick.
You're nice, you know it.
Sure. I'm especially nice in summer. Summer, a voice is calling.
Ain't it the truth? Oh, I just love weather.
And I love you.
Oh, you sailors. I bet you got a sweetheart in every port.
No, not in summer. I don't do so good in summer.
Then I love you.
Mind if I sit down on a bench with you?
There ain't really room enough for two on this bench, sailor.
Mind if I sit on your lap just because it's summer?
But I don't even know your name.
I'll tell you after I sit on your lap. What song is that the orchestra's playing?
I don't hear no orchestra.
Neither do I. Must be the music in my soul. I always have music in my soul in summer. Summer, a voice is calling.
You're the nicest man I ever met in the Navy, in the summer. Have you any friends on the ship?
Oh, gobs and gobs and gobs. Say, girl, how about stepping out for a fast little Lindy hop at McCarthy's Dance Palace?
You ain't asking me really to go, are you?
Well, that was the general idea.
Gosh, I love to dance in the summer. But McCarthy charges $1 for men.
Yeah? Have you got $1?
Wait, I'll look.
Better look for $1.25. I may need lunch money.
I just got $1.25. Lucky for us, McCarthy lets ladies in free.
Yeah, I'll tell you what you do. What we'll do now. You go in and dance, and I'll wait for you outside. Let me hold the money.
Oh, you're so thoughtful.
Yeah. Let's go. Oh, summer. Summer beautiful and summer dumb.
Okay. Say, looker.
Looker, what a...
Look at my dress. It's got stripes all over it. Oh, gosh, I can't go.
Yeah, look at my sailor suit. Looking like ex-convict. That's summer for you.
Summer?
Yeah, it never fails. They always paint those park benches in summer. Ain't winter wonderful?
Oh, winter.
Ah, yes, indeed, winter. And for Miss Lamour and myself, thank you. The Chase and Sanborn Hour and Don Ameche may now continue.
Thank you, Charlie. For a simple, beautiful melody, there's no music like the songs the Negroes used to sing as they worked all day in the cotton fields and along the river banks building up the levees. Sometimes happy and hopeful, sometimes despairing. Werner Jansen conducts the orchestra and chorus in a group of these American folk songs arranged by Nathaniel Shilkret and first played at the American Festival of Music in Washington, D.C. The Negro Spirituals, a paraphrase.
legends in that day. They'll take wing and fly away. Hear that
There comes a time in the life of every man when he must take hold of himself, brace his shoulders back, and face the unknown future with a courage and a smile. This is my moment. So chin up, Ameche, eyes front, forward march, and carry on, W.C. Fields. Well, how you feeling,
that,
Bill?
Well, I'll tell you, I didn't like that carry on, W.C. Fields.
Oh.
Sounds though I drink, Don. As a matter of fact, I feel rather horticumba. Means I don't feel well. I got a misery of cold.
Oh, well, say, that's too bad, Bill. How did you catch it?
Don, you've heard the old adage, build a better mousetrap than thy neighbor, and the world will beat a path to your door in the woods.
Yeah, sure, I've heard that, but what's that got to do with your cold?
Well, I built a mousetrap, and I sat outside waiting for somebody to beat a trap to my path to my door for over a fortnight. And I caught a terrific cold.
Well, look, Bill, why didn't you wait inside the house?
Don, you didn't wait for the cough. All right. There wasn't any house, Don. It didn't say anything in the book about building a house. Just at a door. I had a mousetrap, had a candle in it, Don.
Why was the candle in it, Bill?
So the rats could find their way in. When the rats got in the trap, I would blow the candle out, and the rats couldn't find themselves way out.
Oh, that was an ingenious idea, Bill.
Yeah, that's true, Don. Very true. How true. So true. But I had another idea, Don. The procedure was to sneak up behind the rat, get him by the nape of the neck with the fork forefinger and thumb. Squeeze his dainty little neck tightly. When he opened his mouth in a futile attempt to scream for help.
Wait a minute, Bill. Who ever heard of a mouse screaming for help?
Oh, yes. Save me, I'm entrapped, screamed the dainty little rat.
Hey, Bill, please.
But I prefer a death like that in preference to a death by cat. Good logic, Don.
Oh, yeah. But, Bill, you've got the rat and his mouth is open.
Yeah.
Then what happens?
Oh, whilst the rat's mouth is open, whilst the maw is thus distended, you reach in your vest pocket and throw a generous portion of sand. Grade A sand if available.
Yes, Bill.
Grade B will do.
Go on, Bill.
You throw a generous portion of sand down the rat's esophagus. Now, throat. By the way, Don, my hourglass is running slow. Have you a little quicksand in your vest pocket?
No, Bill. Now you pour sand down the rat's throat, and then what happens?
The rat gently chokes to death, an ideal death, but rather rough on rats.
That's a terrific idea, Bill.
I thought of it, yes, okay.
When did you invent that?
Oh, I invented it the year that the Crud boys murdered their mother.
Oh, now, Bill, please.
Which 1936, 1920, no, it was 1780. I'm bad on dates, Don. You're a great lover of figs. I could have forgotten that one, too. Okay.
Just a minute, Bill, just a minute. Hello, Miss Blondell.
Hello, Don. Come, Rollo. Mr. Fields will tell you some funny stories, I hope.
We have visitors. A couple of Gilpins entering.
Come, Rollo, meet Mr. Fields.
Oh, I don't want to meet him. I don't want to meet him.
Yes, you do. I know you do.
It's going to be very pleasant.
Bill, you know Joan Blondell, don't you?
Oh, yes. How are you, Joan? We had your sister Connie here last week.
Bill, you're all confused. Last week we had Connie Bennett. Joan Bennett is Connie Bennett's sister.
Sure, everybody knows that, Don.
Yeah, but Bill, this is Joan Blondell. You're thinking of Joan Bennett.
Don't tell me who I'm thinking of. I'm still thinking of Connie.
I see you have still some of that Constance Bennett lipstick on your cheek.
If you look closely, you'll see it's a scar. Hasn't healed up yet.
Yeah, she didn't kiss him, she bit him.
Quiet, Rollo.
Yes, do be quiet.
Bill, this is Miss Joan Blondell.
Oh, yes. Hello, Joan.
I'm fine, Bill. I hope you won't hate me for this, but I want you to meet my nephew, Rollo Pepitone.
Pepitone, eh? What a pretty name.
Say hello to Mr. Fields, Rollo.
I don't like him.
Oh, he's a cute little fellow, isn't he? John, what does a beautiful girl like you have a pickle like that around?
I didn't pick my relatives, Bill. Go ahead now, Rollo. Say hello to Mr. Fields.
Hello, Mr. Redwood. Kong, kong, kong. Ha, ha, ha.
Kong, kong, kong. Isn't he cute? That's where I'll sock him in a minute, right on the mouth. What reformatory or what school does he attend?
Bill, I know this is hard to believe, but Rollo was talking about you all the way over here.
Don't tell me what he said. Let it go.
Ha, ha, ha. They call you W.C., don't they? W.C., some name. Ha, ha, ha.
What a lovable little nipper. Come here and put your neck between my fingers. Sit down here, little boy.
But where?
Sit down here and play with some broken glass. Now, you know it's 150 years ago today that Washington threw $1 across the Potomac?
Yeah, I know.
And
$1 would go further in those days. Ha, ha, ha.
Yes. Rather confusing little fellow, isn't it?
Yes, isn't he? He'd be very good looking if his teeth were straight.
Yeah. I may be able to straighten them for you. Or even remove some of them. If he doesn't keep quiet. Don, does his nose bleed easily?
I don't know, Bill.
We'll find out a little later. You know, Don, that was the year a letter carrier was shot through the heart in front of the post office in Azusa.
They mistook him for a Confederate soldier. Ha, ha, ha.
Now, quiet, Rollo, please. Isn't he smart, Mr. Field?
Yes, he is. A smart little fellow. He's very smart. He'll grow up to be a sucker for every con man in the country. Don, why is it every Sunday I seem to run into an accident on my way over here?
Are you referring to Rollo or Charlie McCarthy, Bill?
Oh, no, Don. I saw a dog. Charlie's no accident. Don, he's a product of a highly skilled carpenter. I was over at the airport and saw a dog killed. Remind me of the day when poor little Bobby Breen's dog was killed. I heard about it over the radio. I sobbed like a young bride. The tears ran down my chest and the back of my neck. Cockeyed sentiment, I suppose, Don. Half a tick, I'll snap out of this. I think you're
Bill.
all right now, Don. Yes,
Bill,
go
what
ahead.
about the dog that you saw killed at the airport?
Oh, yes. The dog ran out to greet the airplane. The airplane hit him. I shudder at the thought.
Where did the plane hit the dog, Bill?
Oh, please, Joan, please. Let me collect my nerves.
Was the dog running around the ground on the airport, Mr. Field?
Yeah. No. He had on a couple of water wings and was cruising about 5,000 feet up in the air. That's another one of those kids with the deer on the railroad track. Does he have a brother, Joan?
No,
Fine to have the two of them.
That was an awful accident, Bill.
Oh, yes, it was. The accident scared a horse, so he jumped through a barber shop window. The barber, Mr. O'Hare, barely escaped with his life. All right, it says a close shave here. You don't like to lie?
Oh, yeah, it was a close shave. Ha, ha, ha.
Yeah, that's right. I thought he wasn't old enough to remember that answer. Little line shy.
Oh, Rollo, you're marvelous. You know, you're wonderful.
Yeah, I know it.
He admits it.
Let me introduce myself, Rollo.
I know. You're Charlie McCarthy. You said Redwood for a nose. Oh, boy, some nose.
What a combination. Poison ivy and blood poison. Why does everyone take an avid delight in running down my nose, Don?
There's enough room to run up and down your nose. Ha, ha, ha.
And there's a society for the prevention of cruelty to children.
Come on, Rollo. Let's gang up on him. You clip him and I'll mow him down.
Yeah, come on, let's get him.
Now, you keep out of this or I'll pull off one of Charlie's legs and beat your brains out of it.
Don't be afraid, Rollo. We gonna lick him.
Go away, McCarthy. I'll prune every twig off your body.
Don't you really like children, Bill?
Sure, I like them. If they're properly cooked. Browned on one side.
Now remember, Rollo, you'll be a good boy and you'll grow up to be just like Mr. Field.
Oh, I didn't do nothing.
Don't cry, Rollo. Uncle Willie will bring you a nice little bunny rabbit.
And an open-faced razor, too.
Goody, goody.
Goody, goody. Isn't he bright?
And will you bring me a nice little necktie for my nice little Nicky?
Yes, I'll also bring you a little scrub and brushy for your necky. That kid ever wash his neck?
I don't know, Bill. I've only had him with me for 3.5 months.
I thought he smelled rather fragrant.
What are you going to bring me, Mr. Field?
I'll bring you a wooden leg.
Huh?
You'll need it because I'm going to break this one. These kids are driving me to drink.
Why, Bill, I read in a book once that liquor deteriorates the brain.
Oh, don't be ridiculous, Joan. My father drank liquor and was one of the most alert men. until the very day died.
Is that so, Bill?
Yes. Had one of those hair trigger brains, you know. Binge. One alphabetic drank a case of whiskey, all in moderation, of course. Mind was just as clear and keen as a buggy whip.
He must have been a marvelous man, Bill.
Oh, yes. My Peter Noster was a marvelous man. He once went up in a balloon to accompany a lonesome parachute jumper. He got up 10,000 feet in the air.
Go on, Bill. This is excruciatingly interesting.
Yes, it was cold up there. My father was cold and stiff. I know he was cold. He was stiff before he went up, too. Father let go of the parachute. He took a chance of landing on a load of hay.
Well, did he land on the load of hay, Bill?
No, Don. He landed in a cement mixer.
Was your father hurt?
Yeah, no. How can a man get hurt jumping 5,000 feet into a cement mixer? What's the matter with that
I think we better get these kids out of here, Don.
I'll find out his
Before any further destruction takes place, come Rollo, come Charley.
I'll have a wild
Thank you,
monkey
Miss
bite
Joan
him on the
Blondell, and
stomach.
thank you very much, WCC.
If the heat makes you uncomfortable these warm days, remember to stop hurrying and worrying. Just relax for a minute and enjoy a tall, tinkling glass of delicious iced coffee. Iced coffee is always diluted by the melting ice, but there's an easy way to have delicious, full-flavored coffee in spite of this dilution. Just make your coffee a little stronger than usual, and be sure to use the blend that's extra rich in flavor, Chase and Sanborn coffee. Chase and Sanborn Dated Coffee is a selection of the world's choice coffees. As soon as it's roasted, we rush this superb blend straight to your grocer, guaranteed fresh and full-flavored by our dating plan. Dating and rapid delivery also enable us to pack Chase and Sanborn Dated Coffee in an economical dated bag instead of an expensive container, and we give you the saving. Enjoy this rich, satisfying blend. It's delicious, either hot or iced. Buy a pound of Chase and Sanborn Dated Coffee from your grocer tomorrow.
Oh, Mr. Ameche, may I bend your ear for a minute?
Why, what's on your mind, Charlie?
Well, I would a word or two with you and Dick Rodgers and Larry Hart.
Well, you know, that's strange. They expressed a desire to meet you.
Yeah, what's strange about that? Everybody does. Oh, Mrs. Rodgers and Hart.
Yes, Charlie. Charlie, my boy.
I'm glad to have this chance to have a talk with you two boys. You know, after all, we have much in common. I, too, write songs.
You do?
Yes, I do. I don't sell any, but I write them.
You write the music, too?
Oh, but definitely. I write music that can't even be played.
That's remarkable. What's the name of your latest composition?
Well, I just dashed off a little hink of a ditty for the masses, you know. I call it A Little of You on Toast.
That's strange, Charlie. We've just finished a song for Don Ameche called A Little of You on Toast.
Yeah. Oh, you have, huh? Something wrong here somewhere, A little toast, huh?
Yes, A Little of You on Toast.
That's right. Some crust.
Yes. It's very embarrassing because we've copyrighted the song.
Oh, you have? Well, there are two ways of doing business, of course. That kind of money will never do you any good, you know that.
You sure yours was called A Little of You on Toast?
Well, yes. Maybe first I called it A Lot of Me on a Hunk of Whole Wheat, I think. I don't know.
I'm afraid someone's mistaken.
Well, after all, none of us are human.
None of us is human.
Thanks.
Blockhead.
Right. Yes. Now, where were we? Probably just a coincidence. The same thing happened to me a few years ago. A couple of mugs came out with a song I wrote called My Heart Stood Still.
We were the mugs who wrote that song, Charlie.
Oh, you are, huh? Well, I don't have to ask you boys where you get your material, do I?
Are you sure yours was also called My Heart Stood Still?
Well, roughly, yes. And then again, I think I called it mine was I Dropped Dead, something like that. Same idea, of course.
What kind of melody did you have for your song, Charlie? Was it good?
Good? Well, it was good enough for Mendelssohn. I guess it was good enough for me. Where do you get yours, boys?
We like Mendelssohn, too.
Yeah?
Charlie, you're a genius. And since you claim plagiarism, we'll agree to avoid a lawsuit by declaring you in on the song.
Oh, fine. Declare Bergen in, too. We guys, we work together, you know. Rodgers, Hart, Bergen, and McCarthy, huh?
It's an awful lot of names to put on one song, don't you think?
Well, it's an awful big firm.
I think 3 names might look better.
Well, now, maybe you're right. Let me see. Do we need Rodgers?
Oh, wait a minute, Charlie.
That's finagling.
Yes.
I'll tell you what we'll do. I'll leave out Bergen. That'll burn him up. I'll plug the song, too. I'll sing it now, and by tomorrow it'll be up in the first 10.
Oh, boy, the first 10.
Yeah, in the first 10 wastebaskets of Hollywood.
I trust you, Charlie. But since our version was written for Don to sing, suppose we let him start it off.
Okay with me. I'll top that, Don. Go ahead, Don.
Say, I'd like to crowd a couple of words in here to thank Dick and Larry for giving me the pleasure of launching their song.
Dick's at the piano to help you launch it, Don.
Yeah, and after Ameche's got it launched, I'll sink it.
Bon voyage, Werner.
Cottage small, I want no waterfall, no skies of blue at all. I'll take a little of you on toast, keep your sweet summer breeze. Also that song called Freeze, I don't want Mammy's knees. I'll take a little of you on toast, not for happiness am I pining or a shining rainbow. Skies will have a quick silver lining if I am your maimbo. Your smile is nice and kind, your charms are well designed. Darling, if you don't mind, I'll take a little on toast.
Oh, coffee may be strong, and Rudy gets along. We love Ameche's song.
They want a little of Don on toast.
Clark Gable stands alone, more power to Tyrone. We love a baritone.
They want a little of Don on toast.
Tuning into that voice so deep, she hits us like a tonic.
He's a singer that Don Ameche really like prophonic.
Don't claim to Randy Lee, Bob Taylor's Willow Peak. Don is the type we seek.
They want a little on toast.
Garbo, leave me alone. Hands up, Sinon. Crawford, keep French all tone. I want a little more on toast. Don't want Bill Field his nose. It's mighty like a rose, nor that red milk he chose. I want a little more on toast.
Though our passion is food for scandal, for the lyric hinters, little Charlie, you're hard to handle. Both my hands have splinters.
Bergen, please set me free. I want some privacy. Does your love more 30? I want a little on toast.
I want no cottage ball, I want no waterfall, no skies of blue at all. I'll take a little of you on toast, keep your sweet summer breeze. Also that song called Freeze, I don't want Mammy's knees. I'll take a little of you on toast, not for happiness am I pining or a shining rainbow. Skies will have a quick silver lining if I am your maimbo. Your smile is nice and kind, your charms are well designed. Darling, if you don't mind, I'll take a little on toast.
Little of you, on toast.
I'm saying au revoir now for our guests, Joan Blondell and Rodgers and Hart, and for our regular company, W.C. Fields.
That was the year Brian ran for president.
Brian ran for president?
Yes, he did. Did you never hear about that?
No.
Oh, it's a long story. It's a whole 15 minutes. I have to wait on that one.
We'll have to say
Short
Bill.
pants were considered au fait, meaning okay for boys.
Yes, I know, Bill. I know.
I thought you did. Next week, I'm going to tell about my trip to the North Pole on a high-wheeled velocipede.
A high-wheeled velocipede?
That's without a compass.
Oh, well, say, that would be interesting, Bill.
Yeah, it would
We'll
be
have to-
interesting if I could think of it right now, but I can't.
We'll have to save that for next week, Bill.
All right.
And with us next week will be Edgar Bergen and Charlie McCarthy,
Oh, that's
Dorothy
right.
Lamour and Werner Jansen.
Oh, she's beautiful, and he is too.
And as our guests, Ray Middleton.
Oh, he's a pip.
And Miss May Robeson.
Oh,
We'll all be on hand to greet you, so until next Sunday.
Listen here, you know. Can I play the face in the barroom floor?
We'll all
Can
be
I play
on
the barroom?
We'll all be on hand to greet you, so until next Sunday at the same hour, this is yours sincerely, Don Ameche.
And I'll be in the barroom, too, you can bet that.
Saying au revoir.
Is that all? Yeah.
Heard on this program were That Foolish Feeling from Top of the Town and The Big Show from Jerome Kern's Head Over Heels. This is the Red Network of the National Broadcasting Company.
88 years ago, June 13th, 1937, the Chase and Sanborn Hour on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Coming up on Saturday, we will have more comedy. The Ghost Breaker, Bob Hope, starring in an episode of the Screen Directors Playhouse from 1951. Also a 1951 episode of Father Knows Best about Father's Day. Say the Secret Word and Groucho will be around with an episode of You Bet Your Life from 1950. And, of course, Marie Wilson in an episode of My Friend Irma. On Sunday, Crime. Starting off with Crime by Crime and Peter Chambers, starring Dane Clark from 1954. The Man with the Injured Knee on an episode of Calling All Cars from 1939. Lights Out and the Prelude to Murder from 1943. And a 1955 edition of the FBI in Peace and War, Hostage. On Monday, some more criminal drama. Let's just call it drama. Death Valley Days from 1939, Shoefly. We only have 2 episodes, actually we only have 4 episodes of Death Valley Days, and Monday and Tuesday we're going to use 2 of them. Crime Classics from 1954 on Monday, The Death of a Baltimore Birdie Friend. An episode of Did Justice Triumph, The Mutual Show from 1949, The Man Who Died Twice. And a newcomer to the program, I think we may have run one of these oddities somewhere along the line, a program called Romance from 1952, but it's the story of Murder Island. And then on Tuesday, we do go out west with 1956 episodes of Gunsmoke in Fort Laramie, Jimmy Stewart as the six-shooter from 1954, and a 1938 episode of Death Valley Days, The Burro Had No Name. How so sad. Maybe we need to get the burro a name, do you think? Anyway, we'll continue this Friday the 13th edition of Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox by going to Kansas City, my old hometown, 81 years ago, long before I was there. I wasn't even a spot in anybody's memory at that point in time, as we hear from George and Gracie at a war bond rally.
Alert Americans will heed history's lessons. Throughout history, surprise has had a leading role in military disasters. Today, an enemy capable of surprise air attack could leave chaos in his wake. That's why you should be in the Civilian Ground Observer Corps, volunteering a few hours a week to guard our skies. Be a ground observer. Contact your local Civilian Defense Office.
We roll on now on this Friday the 13th Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox by going to Kansas City, long before that song was ever popular. George Burns' Gracie Allen, 81 years ago, June 13th, 1941. And the broadcast originates from the Kansas City Municipal Auditorium. I saw my first rock and roll concert there, although some of you will say, rock and roll? The Carpenters aren't rock and roll. Well, maybe not, but I sure loved their music. And it was a packed house. And that was in 1969, I think. Anyway, no, it wasn't. 1971 was when it was. Anyway, we're going to go back 81 years. George and Gracie.
From the Municipal Auditorium in Kansas City, Missouri, on behalf of the 5th War Loan Drive, Swan, the new white floating soap, brings you George Burns and Gracie Allen, our guest Dinah Shore, with Felix Mills and his orchestra, and yours truly, Bill Goodwin. And now meet the people who live in the Burns house, George and Gracie. Well, last week, the Kansas City Chamber of Commerce sent a telegram addressed to Kansas City's favorite singer and intended for Dinah Shore. But by mistake, it was delivered to George Burns. Now, the telegram was an invitation to sing at the opening of the 5th War Loan Drive. So we now find Mr. and Mrs. George Burns in a compartment on a train approaching Kansas City.
Gee, I still can't get over it. They picked me as Kansas City's favorite singer.
Oh, yes, and this is only the beginning, George. You go from one triumph to another. Broadway musicals, the concert stage, grand opera, and finally, a singing commercial for Pepsi-Cola.
Do you think they'll like me in Kansas City?
Of course, darling. Well, you'll be the toast of Missouri. Sugar Throat Burns, the Ozark Lark.
Oh, Kansas City, here I come. Right.
George.
Back.
George.
Where?
George. George.
George.
George. You mustn't tire out those little silver tonsils.
Thanks. I wonder if I'll be nervous singing in that big auditorium in front of 12,000 people.
Well, of course you won't. Just remember that you're up there to sell war bonds. And not only that, but you're helping to increase Kansas City's beef production.
Beef? Beef production?
Well, that's what Bill Goodwin said. He said that when those people hear you sing, they're going to raise the biggest beef in history.
I wonder how he meant that.
Of course, dear. What makes this trip even more thrilling is the fact that we were married right here in Kansas City.
I know. This will be a second honeymoon for us.
Oh, yes. George, let's stop at that same little hotel where we spent our first honeymoon. We'll get the same room.
Okay.
Everything will be just the same. I even want you to wear that same darling little nightshirt.
All right.
I'll never forget our wedding night when you walked out in that nightshirt. I thought Mother would die laughing.
Yeah, I remember.
Come in.
Hiya, folks.
Hello, Bill.
Say, look what the baggage man found in your trunk, George.
Hello.
Tootsie Sagwell, what were you doing in my trunk?
Well, I can explain everything, dear. Tootsie's going to Kansas City to be married. She sent her picture to a man there through the Lonely Hearts Club.
Yes. See, it was a picture just like this one taken in my strapless evening gown.
Hey, Tootsie, that's a pretty daring picture.
Oh, do you think so?
Yes, it shows your face.
Oh, Bill. Pay no attention to him, Tootsie. You're a regular glamour girl.
Oh, are you kidding, Gracie? Now, if you want to see a real glamour girl, just step into compartment A in the next car.
Yeah, who's there?
Dinah Shore.
Well, what's Dinah Shore got that Tootsie Sagwell hasn't got? Put them both in bathing suits on a beach, and how would you tell them apart?
Dinah has a better shoreline.
Gracie, let's go in and see Dinah. I'd like to tell her about being Kansas City's favorite singer.
Well, George and Gracie. Hello, Dinah. Dinah, we just heard that you were on the train. Where are you going?
To Kansas City.
That's a coincidence, so are we.
Oh, good. Say, I hope you'll come and hear me sing at the Bond rally. I've been chosen Kansas City's favorite singer.
You have?
Well, this is a coincidence. George has been chosen Kansas City's favorite singer, too.
George?
Yes.
Oh, well, I guess I'm supposed to be their favorite girl singer, and George is their favorite boy. Man. Singer of the opposite sex.
Yes, I guess so.
Say, I don't believe I've ever heard you sing, George.
Really? Well, listen. I can't give you anything but love, baby.
Oh, that man must have a lute and a lyre in him. Oh, Dinah, wasn't that beautiful?
Yes, it was magnificent.
Oh, you're just saying I'm magnificent because you're another singer.
Yes, I guess there's a little liar in me, too.
By the way, Dinah, how is your husband, George Montgomery?
Oh, he's just fine, thanks. Say, Gracie, there's another coincidence. You married a man named George, and I married a man named George.
Yeah. You married a big, handsome actor?
And you married a man named George.
Dinah, maybe we ought to get together on our numbers. What are you going to sing in Kansas City?
Well, I thought the folks might like an old favorite. How about this? I'll get by as long as I have you. Though there be rain and darkness too, I'll not complain. And darling, poverty may come to me. That's true. But what care I? As I have you.
Oh, that was lovely, Dinah. And now, George, you sing something for Dinah.
Okay. Oh, Kansas City, here I come. Right.
George.
A bag.
George.
Where?
George. George.
Yes?
George, we're pulling into Kansas City. All out for Kansas City. There's a big crowd waiting.
Oh, wasn't it clever of me, George, the way I sneaked you off the back of the train and into this taxicab?
Yeah. I still don't know why you did it.
Well, didn't you see that mob of young girls at the station? I didn't want those Bobby Sockers to tear your shirt off like they do Frank Sinatra.
But, Gracie, they wouldn't think I was Sinatra.
Well, they might, with your shirt off.
I was kind of looking forward to getting mobbed a little.
Well, you just wait till tonight. After they've heard you sing, then you'll really get mobbed.
You think so? Say, what happened to Tootsie?
Oh, well, she's out looking for that lonely heart correspondent of hers. Oh, dear, here's our hotel. Driver, pull right up here.
Here you are, driver.
Well, George, there it is. The same hotel you took me to the day we were married.
Yeah. The Packing House Plaza. Rooms, $1.
Gee whiz, the rates have doubled since we were here.
Well, let's go in and get a room.
Oh, wait, George. I'd like to be carried across the threshold just like I was on our wedding day.
Oh, what grace.
Oh, please, George. Maybe you can find the same bellboy who did it then.
He's probably in the army. Let's go in. I guess that girl is the desk clerk. I'll find out about a room. How do you do? I'd like a room for my wife and myself.
I'm sorry, sir. We don't have a single vacancy.
Oh, but you just have to accommodate us. After all, I picked this hotel when I married my husband. Don't you think you owe me something for that?
I'm sorry. We don't rectify mistakes after 30 days.
Look, I'd like to see the manager.
Oh, he's in Wichita.
Wichita?
Yes, he found a room there.
Let's go, Gracie. Come on.
Oh, gee, I wanted to stop here.
Hey, hiya, kids. Where you going?
Oh, we can't get a room here, Bill.
Oh, well, George, I took care of that for you. I knew you'd want to stop here.
Yeah, how did you do it?
Well, you see that cute little desk clerk with the sparkle in her eye?
Yeah?
Well, her name is Betty Ann, and that sparkle didn't come from eating carrots.
What kind of room did you talk her out of?
Well, I gave her a hug, and she offered me a single room.
Yeah?
I gave her a kiss, and she offered me a double room.
Yeah?
Here's the key to the royal suite.
How did you get that?
Well, gave her a bar Swan soap, George. You know, that's Swan, the new white floating soap that's 4 soaps in 1. The soap for your hands and face, for bathing the baby, or for dishes and light laundry. 4 swell soaps in 1.
So all you did to get the royal suite was hand her a bar of Swan, huh?
Well, tonight we're going to take a little picnic supper out to Swope Park, and after supper we'll stroll over to the lagoon.
Yeah, and then what?
Well, what do you suppose? We'll put the supper dishes in the lagoon and wash them with Swan. Gee, I'll show Betty Ann how those long-lasting Swan suds make short work of washing dishes even in hard water. And I'll tell her that Swan's so mild and gentle, it's not only kind to her hands, but it's wonderful for her complexion, too.
Oh, hello. Here you are, George and Gracie. How you, Bill?
Hello, Dinah. Well, I'll be seeing you folks in the auditorium.
Gracie, Bill told me you were going to stop here, but why this hotel? Why don't you come over to the Mule Box?
Oh, no, Dinah. This is our honeymoon hotel. It reminds me of George.
But it's so old and broken down and... Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah, Gracie and I were married right here in Kansas City, Dinah.
Yes. My whole family came to the wedding. And when the preacher said, if there is anyone present who knows why this marriage should not take place, well, you never heard such shouting and screaming in your life?
Gracie's family didn't exactly approve of me.
Oh, Mother cried and cried.
Oh, well, all mothers cry at weddings.
But mine is still crying.
I don't think Dinah is interested in our honeymoon talk, Gracie.
Well, how can I help but talk about it? This hotel brings it back to my mind so vividly. Remember when the bellboy took us to our room and handed us the key and started to leave? That's when you leaned over and whispered those 3 little words in my ear.
3 little words?
Yeah. Tip the boy.
That's right. Well, that's enough. Dinah and I have to be getting over to the auditorium to rehearse. Dinah, I think I'll do my opening number with a lot of rhythm. You know, I can't give you anything but love. Oh, baby,
Oh,
baby.
no, darling.
Baby.
No. Oh, dear, no. Sing it smoothly. You mustn't jerk those delicate tonsils out of position.
Well, what do you think, Dinah?
Well, I agree, George. You did sound pretty jerky.
Well, you two songbirds run along to the auditorium. I'm going over to the Chamber of Commerce and thank the head of the bond rally for inviting us here. how do you do? Are you the head of the Chamber of Commerce?
No, I'm not.
Oh, well, I wanted to see the chamber head. Well, are you the head of the bond drive?
No, I'm the head of the fat salvage drive.
Oh, you're the fat head. Well, I'm Mrs. Burns, and I just wanted to thank Kansas City for inviting my husband here.
Who is your husband?
Sugar Throat Burns.
Sugar Throat Burns.
For Kansas City's favorite singer. See, here's the telegram you sent inviting him to sing at the bond rally tonight.
Oh, this telegram was intended for Dinah Shore. Your husband must have gotten it by mistake.
Oh, then he isn't Kansas City's favorite singer?
No. You might try Kansas City, Kansas.
Oh, dear, this will break his heart. I better get him out of town before he finds out. I've looked all over the auditorium. Where's George?
In his dressing room?
Well, I just found out that he's not Kansas City's favorite singer.
Really?
Oh, Bill, he won't get over this if he lives to be 100.
Well, so he'll be unhappy for a couple of years. Cheer up, Gracie. Dinah Shore is just getting ready to rehearse that wonderful tune she introduced, Tessa's Torch Song. So let's listen, huh?
I had a man. He was a good man. That is, you see, what I mean is I thought he was a good man. I had a friend. She was a good friend. I told my friend about my man, 'cause I thought she was a good friend. Life was sweet. Didn't I have my man? World complete. Then the fireworks began. Ain't got no man, ain't got no friend. I'll bet you can guess just exactly what happened. That was the end of my friend, the end of my man, and darn near the end of me. Of me.
Sings so beautifully, Bill.
Yeah.
Almost as beautifully as George. And now poor George won't get to sing. Gee, I'm afraid to tell him.
Oh, don't worry, Gracie. He'll get over it.
Oh, you don't know George. When he finds out he's not Kansas City's favorite singer, he might do something desperate.
No.
Why, he's liable to throw himself under the mayor's car and let the oil out.
Impetuous boy.
Oh, the poor darling. He's in his dressing room right now rehearsing. Just listen, Bill.
Till that lucky day, you know darn well.
Why, if Kansas City could hear that glorious voice, they'd keep him here forever.
You think so?
Well, if you lived in Kansas City and George sang here, what would you do?
I'd make the San Fernando Valley my home. Well, I gotta be getting out onto the stage.
Oh, dear, I hate to tell George. His face will drop just like his chest did.
Oh. Gracie, I heard the news about George not singing tonight.
Oh, Dinah, maybe you can fix it. Have George put back on the program.
Oh, gee, I'm sorry. I can't, Gracie. Besides, I wouldn't worry. It's not a matter of life or death.
Well, no, yeah. Yeah, yes, it is. That's why you've got to help him. George is in his dressing room right now standing on a chair with a rope around his neck. And if he doesn't sing...
You mean he's gonna...
Oh, yeah, I'll peek in and see if he's all right.
Oh, dream a while, scheme a while, you're sure to find.
Gee, somebody must have kicked the chair out from under him.
No, that was George singing.
Well, I never would. Oh, Gracie, here comes Mr. Higginbottom, the man in charge of music tonight. Why don't you speak to him?
Oh, Dinah.
Yes, sir.
Better get on stage. We're ready to start.
All right, Mr. Higginbottom. I'll see you later, Gracie.
Mr. Higginbottom, wouldn't you like to have Mr. Burns, the famous radio star, on the program tonight?
Mr. Burns, is he here?
Yes, right in this dressing room. Listen.
Happiness, and I guess all those things you've always pined for.
Well, there you are.
That's wonderful. And he brought along his bazooka.
No. That was George Burns. He was singing.
He was?
Yes. Won't you let him sing on the program tonight, Mr. Higginbottom?
I'm afraid I couldn't.
Well, couldn't you just let him sing a duet with Dinah Shaw?
I'd rather not.
But singing seems much better than soloist. Now look at the Mary Macs. Where would Mary be without Max? Well, how about it, Mr. Higginbottom?
I'm sorry, Mrs. Burns. And now, if you'll excuse me, I must get into my office.
Oh, poor George. How will I...
Gracie! Oh, Gracie, I'm so miserable.
Oh, Tootsie, what happened?
He's my Kansas City man. I came all the way from California and I couldn't get him.
Well, Tootsie, you should have wired him.
I did, but he untied himself and got away. I chased him all over Kansas City, but he ran in here and disappeared. I want my Mr. Higginbottom.
Tootsie, did you call him Higginbottom?
Yes, is it a naughty word?
Well, Tootsie, look, you wait right here. I think George may sing tonight after all. Mr. Higginbottom, have you changed your mind about letting my husband sing tonight?
No.
All right. Sick 'em, Tootsie.
Oh, Higgy, come to my arms.
No, take her away. Help.
Yeah, oh. Well, does George Burns sing tonight?
All right, anything. Just call off this woman.
All right, Tootsie, you wait outside for a minute.
All right. Oh, he's a cute little rascal.
All right, Mr. Higginbottom, you can come down now off the chandelier. But remember, my husband sings tonight, even if it's only a duet with Dinah Shaw.
All right, I'll make an arrangement for you.
Oh, good. Make it I Can't Give You Anything But Love, and give my husband the juicy part. You know, lots of cadenzas and fortissimos and tacids and all kind of chords.
Sure. I'll even give your husband a diminished fifth.
A diminished fifth? Oh, no. He couldn't drink half a pint.
Scrape up the most you can. Here comes the freedom man, asking you to buy a share of freedom today.
Ladies and gentlemen, we hope that you're enjoying our show, and I know that you people here in the auditorium will be proud and happy to learn that the bonds which you purchased as your admission here tonight totaled $11,283,525. George, Gracie, Dinah, myself, and all of us thank you for letting us help get the fifth war loan off to such a rousing start. How about that, Dinah?
You said it, Bill. And I'd like to remind you folks that every bond you bought here tonight is going to make those walls of Fortress Europe come tumbling down a little faster. And the sooner that happens, the sooner our boys will be coming home.
Right, Dinah. And remember, folks, every time you buy a war bond, you're buying a hunk of happy future for yourself and your children.
So let's all get in there and invest every dollar we can possibly scrape together.
And keep backing the attack.
Buy more than ever before.
And now for the grand finale of our show. George Burns is waiting in the wings to entertain you. So without further ado, I present one of Hollywood's greatest talents, one of the finest artists I have ever worked with. That great entertainer, Mrs. George Burns.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to present the musical treat of the century, Mr. Sugarthroat Burns, assisted by Dinah Shaw and Felix Mills in the orchestra, singing that great torch song, I Can't Give You Anything But Love, Baby. George and Dinah are both great torch singers, but after listening, I'm sure you'll all agree that my husband is the torcher of the two. Incidentally, this arrangement was made by Kansas City's own musical director, Mr. Higginbottom. Well, here they are, George Burns and Company.
I can't give you anything but love,
Baby.
the only thing I've plenty of.
Baby.
Dream a while, scheme a while, you're sure to find happiness, and I guess all those things you've always pined for.
G.
I'd like to see you looking swell.
Baby.
Diamond bracelets, Woolworth doesn't sell.
Baby.
Till that lucky day, you know darn well.
Baby. Baby, baby, baby.
I can't.
Baby. Baby, bo, 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 bo. Baby, 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 baby. Take it.
Take it. There's nothing left to take. You take it, Felix.
Before we go now, George and Gracie would like to speak to you. All right, Gracie.
Thanks, Bill. Ladies and gentlemen, when you listen to the invasion news, it makes you feel sort of helpless. Helpless because you realize just what our boys are going through. And all we can do is listen to what is happening. But actually, we can do more than listen. We can help those boys. We can help them by buying war bonds.
Because we've all heard so much about war bonds, and we've all bought them before, we're beginning to take war bonds for granted. We're apt to think, let the other fellow buy them. They'll make the quota all right, but the other fellow was you. Don't forget that without the war bonds you bought in the past, there never would have been an invasion. And don't forget that there's plenty of rough going ahead. Don't let the boys down. They're doing one terrific job.
Let's buy war bonds with every single penny we can spare. This time, let's really back the attack. Let's buy more than ever before.
Our guest, Dinah Shore, is heard every Thursday night over this same network and appeared through the courtesy of Bird's Eye Frosted Foods. Tonight's broadcast in behalf of the 5th War Loan Drive came to you from the Municipal Auditorium in Kansas City. and brings to a close the current season for George Burns and Gracie Allen. We'll be off the air for 8 weeks, after which the makers of Swan, the new white floating soap, invite you to again listen to George and Gracie and the rest of our cast. Be with us, won't you? This program is broadcast to our servicemen and women all over the world through the facilities of the Armed Forces Radio Service. And now, till next August 15th, this is Bill Goodwin saying, well, I, Swan, how about you? CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.
KNX, Columbia Square, Los Angeles.
Got so many of those great air checks, don't you know? Oh, my goodness. Anyway, that is George and Gracie. As you heard, the last show of the season. And it was originally broadcast on this date 81 years ago, June 13th, 1944, here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. And while you were listening, I did check, and I was right. It was 1971 when I heard the Carpenters perform at Municipal Auditorium in Kansas City, October 27th, 1971. And I wonder if this will tell me who they performed with. It was, oh gosh, I'm trying to remember who the group they appeared with. It was a comedy act, but I cannot remember who the opening act was. And it was difficult to hear them because the acoustics in that auditorium were not great for speech, but they were wonderful for music. They really were. All right, a reminder to come visit our webpage at classicradio.stream. Oh, and I want to take a moment to thank Richard. He bought us some copies. Richard's been a long-time supporter of the show. And I want to thank Diane, who also pitched in and said, and both of them said that they wanted the news segments to continue. I may not do the whole full-blown news segments, but I'll throw in some news items from the days as I'm able to. And we will do that tomorrow because we've got, as I said, the Ghost Breakers and Father Knows Best, Screen Directors Playhouse, and Robert Young, both from 1951. So we'll look at the news from that date. But what we're going to look at next is what's going on in Summerfield with the great Gildersleeve as he gets ready to marry Leela Ransom back 82 years ago, back in 1943. Can you believe it? We thought he was a confirmed bachelor.
Driving tonight? Then remember this. Most highway deaths are caused by two temptations: to cut out of line and to go too fast. Crossing the center line of the road is more dangerous than you realize. Statistics prove it. Excessive speed is just as dangerous as officials say. You can predict your own impulses, but you can never predict the other drivers when driving tonight. Drive cautiously, please.
I mean, yes, in either incarnation of Gildersleeve, whether it was the Harold Perry or whether it was Willard Waterman as Gildersleeve, whichever iteration you look at, he was a skirt chaser. But no, at this point it looked like he was going to settle down with Leela Ransom. Let's listen to this episode, June 13th, 1943.
Kraft presents The Great Gildersleeve.
Yeah.
The Kraft Cheese Company will also bring you Bing Crosby every Thursday night. Present each week at this time Harold Perry as The Great Gildersleeve, written by John Whedon and Sam Moore. We'll hear from The Great Gildersleeve in just a moment. But first, when somebody mentions a food that you haven't tried, you ask, what does it taste like, or is it nutritious? Well, more and more people are asking both these questions about Parquet margarine every day. They've heard that Parquet is an outstanding red ration stamp value at only 5 red ration points a pound. But everybody these days seems to want to know about flavor and about nutrition. Well, flavor is hard to describe, but I can tell you that Parquet margarine, like all of Kraft's fine foods, has a quality flavor that's fresh and sweet and deliciously good. Yes, I think your very first taste will convince you that parquet is a truly satisfying spread for bread and an appetizing seasoning for hot vegetables. You'll find that parquet adds real flavor for home baking, too, and it's just about perfect for pan frying. As for nutrition, your government officially encourages the daily use of vitamin-fortified margarine, and parquet margarine contains 9,000 units of vitamin A in every pound. What's more, parquet is one of the best energy foods you can serve. So for a real red ration stamp value in flavor and nutrition, serve your family Parquet, P-A-R-K-A-Y. Parquet margarine made by Kraft. Now let's join our friend, the great Gildersleeve, who's daily becoming more aware of the fact that in only a couple of weeks he'll be a married man. And so, faced with the imminent prospect of a wedding, a honeymoon, and a life of bliss, we find him hastily putting his affairs in order. To start with, he's called a meeting of his entire staff in the office of the Water Department.
No, Bessie, I want all the chairs to face my chair. I'm going to be the chairman. Everybody faces me. You can sit here at your desk and take notes.
Yes, Mr. Commissioner.
Well, here comes Uncle Charlie. How's everything out at the reservoir, Charlie?
Morning, Commissioner. What's all this fiddle-faddle I get from that daffy girl about a meeting? Oh, hello there, sugar. I didn't see you.
My name is Miss Bard, and I'm not daffy.
Okay, have it your way. But let's get at this meeting, Commissioner. I got work to do in my dad-busted pump engine.
Yeah, all right, Charlie. Just as soon as we're all here, we'll start.
Well, who we waiting for? Don't tell me I got to sit and fan myself till Whiny Flynn gets here.
Charlie, Whiny Flynn is a member of our staff. He's our official troubleshooter.
Troubleshooter? Makes more trouble than he shoots. He can't get over the idea the way to fix a pipe is to crawl inside of it.
Yeah, but he can't.
You're dead hootin' he can't. He can't crawl in a 12-inch pipe any more than I can. Any more than you can, even.
Now, Charlie.
Trouble with him is he don't know it. By 2 years ago, before you was commissioner, I had to get up in the middle of the dad-busted night on account of Whiny got stuck halfway into a drain pipe.
How'd you get him out?
Had to cut him out with a blowtorch. He's been mad at me ever since.
Why was he mad?
Well, I burned a little teeny hole in his pants.
Yes. Well, maybe we shouldn't wait for Whiny. He went on a call to the mayor's house.
All right, then let's get down to cases. I can't bootle away the whole day.
It's all right, all right. The meeting will come to order. Now, I shall first state the purpose of this meeting. The purpose is to plan for my honeymoon.
That's all, brother. See you later.
Charlie, don't misunderstand me. I simply want things to run smoothly while I'm away, that's all. In other words, you and Bessie and Whiny will have to divide up my duties between you. You know what they are, don't you?
Well, let's see. The rain falls out of the heavens and runs into the reservoir. Then I see that it's purified and pumped into the mains. Then Whiny sees that it gets to the houses, and the girl here sees that the folks pay for it. Mr. Gildersleeve, I ask you, what in Tunket is a water commissioner?
Charlie, are you suggesting that I'm a parasite?
Parasite, my eye. You're a...
Never mind. Let's not get personal here, Charlie.
All right, let's wind up this spelling bee so I can get back to work. If I don't get some oil in that jalopy by 11:30, she's liable to blow a gasket.
Yeah, well, all right, Charlie. Just one thing first. I'm going to be married on June 27th. But I'll be back at my desk the 12th of July.
Well, then what's all the shooting for? We got lots of time.
Yes, but I want to be sure you'll all function perfectly while I'm away. So I'd like to have a trial period first, starting today.
What do you mean, Mr. Gildersleeve?
For 1 week, we'll all pretend I'm not here, including me.
You mean you won't even come to the office?
Well, might make it more realistic. Do you understand the plan now, Charlie?
Oh, sure.
Okay. And the meeting's adjourned. And I'm gone for the week.
All right, so long, Commissioner.
Wait a minute, Charlie.
But what? I'm in a hurry, Dad. Busted?
Yep, never mind. I just want to warn you to get out your Sunday suit and take it out of the mothballs, because on June 27th, I want you to come to my wedding.
Wedding? Who, me, Commissioner?
Yes, you old buzzard. I'll speak to Mrs. Ransom about it today.
Well, I'll be... Well, thanks. Mrs. Ransom, huh? She's the... whatchamacallit?
Yes, she's my fiancée, yes.
Dad-busted widows knock over more good men. Well,
Yes? Bessie, I told you I'm not to be disturbed.
But, Mr. Gildersleeve...
You're on your own now, Bessie. Whatever comes up, just handle it in your own way. Don't come to me about it. We're pretending I'm not here. Is that understood?
Yes, sir.
Very well.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Ransom, but Mr. Gildersleeve is pretending he's not here.
Well? Leela, darling, come on in. Bessie, show her in.
Thank you. Oh, Throckmorton, I do hope you'll forgive me if I seem to monopolize you a little these days.
Forgive you? I love it. All right, Bessie, you may close the door. That's the use of being in love if you... No, Bessie, go out and close the door. That Bessie, I'm going to have to let her go.
I suppose you're frightfully busy, Throckmorton, but I just had to come down and see you.
I'm glad you did, Leela, because I got something for you.
For me?
Well, for the both of us, for after we're married.
Oh, darling, how exciting. Must I close my eyes?
Oh, it's nothing like that. As a matter of fact, this is sort of intended to open your eyes. It's a budget.
A budget?
Uh-huh. A budget for our household. It accounts for every penny. You see?
Oh, Throckmorton, you're such a practical man.
Well, you have to be practical some of the time, Leela. Now sit down here and let me show you how I work this thing out.
Oh, Throckmorton, you're a darling, and I know it's a darling budget, but I'm just not in the mood right now for budgets and all. Do you mind?
We got to talk about it sometime.
Well, some other time, because right now I've got something much more important to discuss with you.
Oh, what's that?
Well, we've simply got to decide who you're going to have for your best man.
Well, that's all decided. I'm going to get Fibber McGee.
Well, that's one of the things I wanted to talk with you about, Throckmorton. I know that you and Mr. McGee were very close.
Close? We were right at each other's throats for years.
But I wonder how it's going to sound in the society column.
What?
Well, Mrs. Ransom was attended by her sister, Mrs. Winfield Barrington Scott. Mr. Gildersleeve's best man was a Mr. Fibber McGee.
Well, what do you want him to do? Change his name?
Well, I just thought it would sound so much more dignified if your best man were Judge Horace Hooker.
Hooker? Oh, that would be great. Mrs. Ransom was attended by her sister, Mrs. Scott. Mr. Gildersleeve was attended by an old goat.
Well, of course, if Mr. McGee is the only real friend you've got.
What do you mean, the only friend I've got? I've got plenty of friends, plenty.
Well, you say.
I don't have to have McGee if I don't want to.
But if you've already asked him.
I haven't asked him. I've got a good mind not to. McGee is just the kind of a guy who would come to your wedding and then make cracks. I can get married without McGee.
Oh, but who else could you get?
Plenty of people.
But who?
Well, there's Hooker.
Why not? Of course, I don't know if you could get him.
Could I get Hooker?
Oh, darling, you have the best ideas.
But Hooker was your idea.
Oh, I just suggested it. It was really your idea.
Oh. Well, we can't fool around here forever. Things to be done here, decisions to be made, a wedding to be performed.
Oh, Throckmorton, there's one thing I'll say for you. You certainly have a mind of your own.
Yes, my dear. Sooner or later, you'll learn that that's the only way to get things done. Make a decision, any decision, but stick to it.
Yes, dear.
And speaking of that, young lady, I want you to sit down here now and go over this budget.
Oh, but I can't, Throckmorton, not right now.
Right now, right this minute.
Well, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll go over it with you tonight.
Young woman, who is the master in this house?
Why, you are, Throckmorton, of course.
That's all I wanted to know. I'll see you tonight. Yoo-hoo!
Is that you, Unc?
Yeah, it's me.
I'm glad you're home, Unc. I'm all alone for lunch. Here, let me take your hat. There's gonna be a fight at Doyle Stadium tonight, Unc. Buzz Bonanno versus Nosy Wendell. You think you'd like to go?
No, Leroy, and for the millionth time, you can't go either.
But why, Unc?
We've been over this thing before, young man. In the first place...
I got the money.
Oh, in the second place, you're too young and it keeps you up too late.
But I can sleep late tomorrow.
Leroy, the discussion is over.
Okay.
However, there's another matter I'd like to talk to you about before lunch. I trust it'll be a very pleasant talk.
Well, do we have to go in your study?
Oh, no, we can sit here.
Well, it might be pleasant at that.
Yes. Sit down, my boy, sit down.
Okay. Now, what's eating you?
I'm in a good temper, Leroy. Don't fool with it.
Oh. Oh, no, sir. I mean, yes, sir.
You realize that on June 27th, Mrs. Ransom and I will be married?
Gee, that's right. It won't be long now.
I sincerely hope you approve of the step I'm taking.
Well...
We needn't go into it now. What I want to tell you is that after we're married, we're going to Lake Hackmatack for a couple of weeks.
Lake Hackmatack? Oh, boy, will we have fun.
Leroy.
What?
I don't like to disappoint you, but you're not going on my honeymoon.
Gee, you won't let me go to your honeymoon? You won't let me go to the fights? What an uncle.
I'm not going to discuss this any further. The purpose of the honeymoon is to enable Mrs. Ransom and myself to get better acquainted. Your presence will not help.
Okay. But she'll have to get acquainted with me sometime. Why not take care of all of us at once?
No, my boy. While I'm away with Mrs. Ransom, you'll have a much greater responsibility.
Yeah, what?
You'll be the man of the house, Leroy. You'll have to protect Marjorie and Bertie.
Can I have your pistol?
No.
Then how am I going to protect them? You won't let me have a gun. You won't let me go to the fights.
Leroy, it won't be necessary to protect the household physically. I simply want to rely on you, my boy, to be able to feel that everything is being done just as it would be if I were here.
Oh.
I'm trying to arrange all my affairs this way, at the office as well as the home. Can I count on you as head of the house?
I guess so, Unc. Starting when?
Starting right now. You're to handle everything and make your own decisions, just as if I weren't here. Do you understand?
Yes, sir. I've just made my first one.
What is it?
Oh, Bertie, we'll have supper early tonight, please. I've decided to go to the fight.
Leroy.
And, right now, I'll have a cigar.
The great Gildersleeve will be with us again in just a few seconds. Meanwhile, I was talking to our neighborhood grocer the other day, as men sometimes do. I found out some mighty interesting things. I'd thought that a lot of customers might be blaming grocers for the nuisance of point rationing, for example. My grocer says that isn't so. According to him, most of you homemakers seem to know that point rationing is a bigger headache for him than for you. And he says it's amazing how cooperative you are, planning family menus in advance and trying to get most shopping done early in the week and early in the day. But he did say, I hope people won't blame me when favorite foods like parquet margarine aren't in stock. Kraft and other food companies are doing everything they can to keep me supplied, but what with wartime shortages and parquet's growing popularity, I'm sometimes temporarily short. Well, I'm passing that along to you just as I got it from my grocer. And that's about all I have to tell you, except to add, thanks for cooperating with your grocer. That's one very real way you're helping to win this war. Now let's rejoin the great Gildersleeve. He spent a profitable but unpleasant afternoon paying bills and cleaning out clothes closets. But now, after a good big supper, he's returned to the task of preparing for his honeymoon. More specifically, he's checking over his camping equipment when Ben arrives to take Marjorie to the movies.
Well, Mr. Gildersleeve, I see you're going fishing.
Yeah, that's right, my boy. Oiling up the old reel. Listen to this. Sweet, isn't it, huh?
Yeah, it sure is.
Yeah, look at this rod. Split bamboo, garnet guide rings. Just feel the play in it.
Yeah, boy, that's sweet.
And to think that a kid with a string and a bent pin can catch just as many fish.
Yeah. Who told you that, Leroy?
You did.
Well, don't you believe it. Ben, have you ever seen my shotgun?
No, I don't believe I ever have.
Can I look too, Unc?
Well, if you'll be careful. Just get this padlock here. There. Isn't that a beauty?
Boy, that really is.
It's double-barreled.
Yeah, I see it is.
Look at that chasing on the barrel, Ben. They don't make guns like this anymore.
Nope, not anymore. Oh, here's Marjorie.
Well, I'm all ready, Ben. Shall we... Oh, Uncle Mort, what are you doing with that shotgun?
Huh? I'm getting ready for my honeymoon.
Oh, for goodness sake.
Is that what all this stuff is for, Mr. Gildersleeve?
Yeah, that's it, my boy. I'm going to have the finest honeymoon a man ever had. Wait till I tell you. Look, every morning up at 6 o'clock for a plunge in the lake, get out and pile into a smoking breakfast.
Who cooked breakfast?
Mrs. Ransom. I mean, Leela. Then after breakfast, fishing. The darn lake is absolutely alive with fish, Ben. Just whistle and they jump right up in the boat.
Yeah, I bet.
As a matter of fact, it's great for trolling. We'll do a lot of trolling.
What is trolling, anyhow, Unc?
Well, it's one of the finest forms of fishing there is, Leroy. I take my rod and I sit in one end of the boat with my line in the water, and the fellow at the other end rows the boat. Then I...
Wait a minute. Who's that fellow at the other end of the boat?
Well, he...
Where did he come from?
I guess we won't do any trolling. But the still fishing is just as good. And then we can hunt all afternoon. Rabbits and partridges. Oh, what a supper they'll make. Then after supper, we'll pitch horseshoes.
What?
Yes, sir. Got a whole setup. Yeah, I'm going to pack them in my bag right now. Sounds pretty good, doesn't it, Ben?
Yeah. Sounds like there'll be plenty going on.
Ben, come on, let's go to the movies.
Excuse me, Mr. Gillsleeve, could I... My goodness, what's all this truck on the floor?
Uncle Mort's getting ready for a track meet.
Huh?
Come on, Ben. Good night.
Good night.
And imagine what's the matter with Marjorie. Oh, well, women.
What's that about women, Mr. Gillsleeve?
They're too deep for me, is all, Bertie.
Oh, yes, we're deep, all right. Could I go to movies with a friend tonight, Mr. Gillsleeve?
Certainly, Bertie, certainly.
Thank you, sir. Good night, sir.
Bertie.
Yes, sir?
Never mind.
Something you want me to do?
Well, no, but I was just showing Miss Marjorie all this stuff here, and I'm taking on my honeymoon, and she acted like there was as if there might be something wrong with it. Do you know what
I don't know anything, Mr. Gillsleeve, but I could make a suggestion.
What, Bertie?
You ought to leave that shotgun behind and take along your mandolin.
Yeah. By George, you may be right, Bertie. Am I early, Leela?
Oh, not at all. Let me take your briefcase.
All right. Say, that's a lovely thing you're wearing there.
Do you really like it? I'm so glad. I was afraid maybe you'd be angry with Leela.
Yeah, why in the world should I be angry with you?
Well, you see, I opened an account today at Hogan Brothers and I charged it.
Yeah, charged it?
Well, it's all right. They won't bill us for it till next month, and by that time we'll be married.
But Leela!
There, you see, you are angry.
No, I'm not. I'm not angry, Leela. It's just, well, you see, in this budget I've drawn up, you have a special allowance for clothes.
Have I?
Yes. Now, perhaps you'd better let me explain to you about it right now.
Yes, you do that, Throckmorton. You explain it to me.
Well, wait till I get the budget out of my briefcase.
Come over here and explain it to me, Throckmorton. You can spread it out here on the piano.
Well, you see, it's like this, Leela.
Sit down here on the bench beside me so I can see.
Yeah, all right. Now, here's the first heading, Savings and Reserves. Under that, we have life insurance, automobile insurance, fire insurance, federal income tax, state income tax. Leela, how can you keep your mind on what I'm saying and play the piano?
Go on, darling. My mind's on what you're saying.
Well, mine isn't. Look, if you'll just sit still and listen to me till I finish this, Leela, I'll give you a prize. I'll take you downtown afterwards and buy you an ice cream soda. What? That's my signal.
Oh, that must be Judge Hooker.
Oh, I might have known it.
Good evening, Judge.
Good evening, Leela. Now, I see you're not alone.
Leela, what is he doing here?
Well, it's about my income tax, Throckmorton. I asked the judge to help me with it.
What do you want to know? I can explain it just as well as he can.
That I doubt.
Yes, sir.
Well, I paid a quarter of my tax on March 15th, didn't I?
Yeah, that's right.
And it says in the paper that 3/4 of the tax is going to be forgiven.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, now the judge tries to tell me I have to pay another installment by the 15th.
I'm sorry to say, Leela, that for once the old goat is right.
Well, are you going to side with him, too?
I'm not siding with anybody. I'm just telling you the facts.
Oh, well, I think the whole thing is silly. Why should I pay any more
If you just listen to me, I'll tell you. Everybody has to pay an installment on his tax by the 15th, whether his tax was $5 or $5 million. Everybody. Is that clear?
Well, you don't make it a bit clear by shouting at me.
You're right, Leela. Guilty, allow a lawyer to explain it. The legal mind handles these things better, I think.
Legal mind.
Reason is often more effective than racket. Now, Leela, this installment on your tax, which falls due on the 15th, is to be applied not against last year's tax, but against this year's. Is that clear?
No, I think it's silly.
Well, you just can't brush it off by saying it's silly. Let's be reasonable about this now. Now, the tax you pay tomorrow is on your income this year. In other words, it's a step toward pay as you go.
Pay as you go, pay as you went. The whole thing is just too complicated, Judge, for anybody to understand.
Well, that's because you won't try to understand.
Besides, I think it's silly.
Leela, I'm your attorney, am I not?
Of course course, Horace.
And you trust me, don't you?
Yes, Horace, I trust you, of course.
And I've been telling you for 2 weeks that you have to pay this tax installment, haven't I?
Yes, but I don't understand
You don't have to understand. But if you want to keep out of trouble, just take my word for it and pay the tax. Pay it, pay it, pay it.
The legal mind.
You know, I think I'll just leave you two boys to work this out between you. Now, Throckmorton, you explain to Horace about budgets, and Horace, you explain to Throckmorton about taxes, while I go upstairs and powder my nose.
What do you do with a woman like that, Horace?
Very simple, Gildy. Either you pay her tax tomorrow or you marry her in jail.
Hello, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Well, hello, Peavy.
And Mrs. Ransom. Well, I guess it won't be long now before I'll be calling you Mrs. Gildersleeve.
Just 2 weeks.
Think of that.
You want to sit at the table, Leela, or would you rather have your soda at the fountain?
Oh, at the fountain is more fun, I think.
All right, climb up. You really don't deserve one, you know.
Oh, now, Throckmorton.
You don't. You didn't keep your promise.
What promise?
You know what promise. I sit up for 3 nights making up a budget, and you won't even look at it.
Oh, Throckmorton, please, not in front of Mr. Peavy.
Peavy, take my advice. Never have anything to do with women.
Well, that advice comes a little late, Mr. Gildersleeve. About 23 years, in fact. Chocolate soda, did you say?
Leela?
Yes, chocolate for me.
Chocolate for both of us.
Chocolate it is.
You know, Peavy, you're a sensible man. Tell me, do you and Mrs. Peavy keep a budget?
Oh, now, Throckmorton, don't spoil our sodas.
But budgets are important, Leela, aren't they, Peavy?
Yes. Mrs. Peavy and I have kept a budget for years.
You see? And you stuck to it, too, haven't you, Peavy?
Well, no, I wouldn't say that, but we tried.
Oh, but what good is a budget? It only makes you sad.
Oh, you tell her, Peavy. I've tried everything.
Well, you take Mrs. Peavy and myself. Without a budget, we could go broke and never know it. But this way, we know it.
Well, that seems to me a very good reason not to keep one.
Well, a budget has other uses. Now, for example, I can take out my budget for 1923. That was the year we drove to Old Point Comfort.
You save them that far back?
I've kept a record of every cent I've ever spent. And I can look up there under August 18th, 1923, and see that on the morning we started out, I bought 4 quarts of oil at 38 cents a quart. A little farther on, I spent $1.50 to get a blowout repaired. And then so much for lunch, and in the afternoon, 10 gallons of gasoline and another quart of oil. It brings back memories.
Well, that's been going on for 23 years, and Mrs. Peavy has never complained?
Well, no, I wouldn't say. Yes, I will, too. As long as we've been married, I've never known Mrs. Peavy to do any real complaining.
You see, Leela, people can be happy on a budget.
Tell me, Mr. Peavy, what's it like to be married 23 years?
Well, it's pretty nice. By that time, you and your wife have gone a lot of places together, and you've learned to like the same things, and you have a lot of little private jokes, and it's kind of restful and nice. Of course, I've been fortunate. Mrs. Peavy is 1 in a million. I don't believe she's ever had a thought for herself, or for anyone but me.
That's the way it should be, Peavy. That's the way it should be.
Throckmorton, I'd like to go now, if you don't mind.
But, Leela, you haven't touched your soda.
I know. I really don't care for it. Do you mind?
Of course not, darling. If you don't feel like it, I'll just finish mine. Now we'll go. Well, thanks, Peavy.
Well, thank you.
Good night.
Good night, folks, and good luck.
Good night, Mr. Peavy. It was a lovely soda. I just...
And that's all right, Mrs. Ransom. Good night.
Oh, brother, what a night. Isn't it beautiful, Leela? Look at those stars. By George, you could almost touch them. The night was made for love. The night was made for... Leela, what's the matter?
Oh, Throckmorton, I'm so ashamed.
Ashamed? Ashamed of what?
I haven't been very nice to you. I really haven't. I've been selfish.
Oh, no, you haven't.
I have, when you've worked so hard to please me, too.
Oh, Leela, you mustn't be sad. Not on a beautiful romantic evening like this. Look at all the pretty stars. You see? They're winking at you. Go on, little stars. Wink at Leela.
Oh, Throckmorton, you're sweet.
Huh?
And from now on, I'm going to try to be a different girl. I truly am. From now on, I'm going to be nice to you and just do everything you say.
Yeah, from now on?
From now on.
Yeah, beginning right now?
Beginning right now.
Yeah. Come here, young lady.
No, Throckmorton, before we do another thing, you and I are going to go home and go over that budget.
What?
Come on.
Leela, wait a minute. Can't you take a joke? Hang the budget. Leela! Oh, hello, Judge.
Going somewhere?
Just down to the corner to mail a letter. Leela's income tax.
I'll walk down with you.
Thanks. By the way, Horace.
Yes, Gilney?
Are you doing anything the 27th?
Not that I know of. Why, are you?
Getting married.
Oh, 27th, huh?
Yeah.
It's not far off, is it?
14 days.
14 days.
Horace.
Yes, Gildy?
You wouldn't want to be my best man, would you?
Gildy, I wouldn't miss it for the world.
What do you mean?
If you ask me, this is one case where the best man does win.
Good night, everybody.
Music heard on this program was under the direction of Claude Sweet. This is Ken Carpenter speaking for the Kraft Cheese Company and inviting you to listen in again next Sunday for the further adventures of the Great Gildersleeve.
This summer, thousands of women all over the country are discovering a special help with wartime meals in the product called Kraft Dinner. A box of Kraft Dinner gives them enough delicious macaroni and cheese for 4 people at a very few cents a serving, and only one single red ration point for the whole dish. And with Kraft Dinner, they cook that delicious main dish in just 7 minutes. In every Kraft Dinner box, there's a special macaroni that cooks fluffy, tender in boiling water and an envelope of Kraft grated. With this handy Kraft grated, you whisk cheese goodness through and through the fluffy macaroni in a jiffy. A very smart trick is to shape the hot Kraft Dinner in a ring mold for a minute or two, unmold on a platter, and serve with creamed vegetables or fish or meat. But just as is, Kraft Dinner gives you a mighty fine dish. Try this 7-minute macaroni and cheese soon. At your food store, be on the alert for point-saving Kraft Dinner. This program came to you from Hollywood. This is the National Broadcasting Company.
Yep, Gildy's wedding was 2 weeks away on this date, 82 years ago today, June 13th, 1943, here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. So what happened? If you know, you know. If you don't, shh, I'm not going to spoil it. We'll come back here in a moment. We'll move all the way from 1943 to 1960 for Peg Lynch and Alan Bunce and The Couple Next Door.
Ladies and gentlemen, last year's traffic death toll was 37,500, a 7% increase over 1950. The National Safety Council believes that the best way to promote safety on the road is for each of us to know and obey traffic laws, to read and heed traffic signs. So be careful. The life you save may be your own.
And we wrap up this Friday, the 13th edition of Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox with an episode of The Couple Next Door. This was originally broadcast 65 years ago, June 13th? Yes, of course. It's Friday the 13th, so it would be the 13th. Well, not necessarily Friday the 13th then, but it was the 13th. Shut up. Just as 1960, okay?
CBS Radio brings you The Couple Next Door, written by Peg Lynch and starring Peg Lynch and Alan Bunce.
Let's have an early dinner tonight. What do you say? I want to get some work done in the garden.
Well, I'm peeling potatoes now. Go on out and work in the garden, and we'll eat on the porch so you don't have to change your work clothes.
Do you realize I didn't get one darn thing done in that garden over the weekend?
Listen, I haven't gotten anything done around the house for a week.
I hadn't even cut the grass.
Well, I realize everything's been very hectic with all the things Betsy's involved in. But, darling, when you have children, you know you have to expect these things.
She did well at the piano recital, didn't she, though, on Sunday?
Yes. After all, we were at her about practicing. Why, she was just wonderful.
You know, it seemed to me all the smaller children were almost better than the bigger ones.
Well, dear, you don't have any nerves when you're little. You love to get up and show off. But the older children were nervous. They really were. That one girl in pink, remember her hands were shaking so,
yeah,
you know?
I know. That poor kid. Boy, I felt sorry for her.
Oh, I did, too. I know how she felt, too. I remembered how I felt at my piano recitals. My hands were cold and clammy, and I thought, oh, they're going to stick to the keys, and I won't be able to play. And I was right. They did stick to the keys, and I played horribly.
Yeah, I bet you did fine.
Yeah, what kind of vegetable do you want tonight?
Fresh new asparagus with hollandaise sauce. Well, look, you always complain that I never suggest anything.
Well, you shall have it, too. I got some today, and I'll make a sauce.
No, I'm
yes,
just
sure.
kidding. Don't bother. No.
I know you were kidding, but it's no trouble. I'm delighted you suggested something for a change. Oh, listen. I want you to say something to Betsy about practicing her dancing a little bit. Now, the dance recital is Saturday, and she is very shaky on her arabesques.
Oh, where is she? Betsy, practice your arabesques.
Oh, really?
All right. I'll get after her.
And listen, after dinner tonight, we must go over the weekly schedule.
All right.
So please try to remember we have to have an early dinner tomorrow night, too, since the parents are expected to be at the school. By 7 o'clock, we should put the paper down and listen to me.
Yeah, I'm listening, honey. I'm listening.
What'd I say?
Parents are expected to be at the school by 7 o'clock. I wish you'd put the paper down and listen to me.
Honestly, I can't tell you're listening.
Well, listen, what are we going to the school tomorrow night for? All right. That's the part I didn't listen to.
Really?
Okay.
Aren't you interested in your daughter and what she does?
Aren't I interested? Seems to me that for the past week, our life has revolved around Betsy and what she does.
Well, it isn't over yet.
Piano lessons, dance lessons, piano rehearsals, dance rehearsals, then the piano recital.
Now, that's done with. But this Thursday, which I have to speak to you about, is the dress rehearsal for the dance recital. Now, Saturday night is the dance recital itself, but in between is project night at the school, to which both parents and children go to see the winning projects the children have made this year. Friday night is a little pageant the Girl Scouts and the Brownies are putting on.
Why does everything happen at once, now?
Spring, dear. Just before summer vacation.
Yeah, boy, I tell you, the parents are going to need the summer vacation.
That's for sure. And then on Saturday is the Spring Bazaar. We'll be there all day, you at the barbecue grill, helping cook the hot dogs and the hamburgers and everything, and me.
Is that this Saturday?
Yes. Well, now, don't look at me like that. I'm just as exhausted as you are. More. I've had all the chasing around with things like getting Betsy's ballet costume fitted and the...
Oh, honey, please, don't do that. Well, whatever it is, it can't be that important.
Her costume, it was to be picked up today. I forgot about it.
All right. It's only 7 o'clock, for heaven's sakes. Relax. I tell you, you're turning into a nervous wreck over nothing.
Nothing. It's
I'll go
costume.
get it. All right, it's a costume. I'll get it. Just tell me, where do I pick it up?
No. I'll go. You'd never find the house.
Look, I have to go to the hardware store anyhow, so I'll be going to the shopping center if there's anything else you want.
It is
now, just
near there.
tell me where to go, and I will pick up the costume. Oh, Joe.
May I have a Sergeant?
Joe, I need another bottle of that stuff you gave me last year for Japanese beetles, too.
Well, Mr. Piper, isn't it?
Oh, yes. Yes, good evening.
Oh, I can see you don't remember me at all.
Well, what do you mean I don't remember you? I should say I do. How are you?
Oh, I've had a terrible spring cold, but I'm feeling much better now.
Well, I'm glad to hear it. I'm glad to hear you're feeling better.
Yes, I am. I think spring colds are so hard to get rid of.
Yes, they are. They hang on.
Yes, I should say they do. Well, you're certainly buying the place out.
Oh, yeah, look, I'm a dead duck when I get into a hardware store. My wife's going to hit the ceiling when she sees the stuff I walk in with. She always says it isn't safe to turn me loose in a hardware store.
How is Mrs. Piper?
Oh, she's fine. She's fine, thank you. She's busy with piano recitals and dance recitals and school projects and, I don't know what, brownie pageants and spring bazaar.
Oh, yes, the spring bazaar. Oh, I guess your wife doesn't like me.
What? Oh, no nonsense, Mrs. Of course she likes you. Why shouldn't she?
Well, she's never called me to be on her makeup committee for the spring bazaar, and I turned my name in for her committee. Because last year, Mrs. Webb had charge of it, and she said she just didn't know what she would have done without me.
Oh, well, for Pete's sake, I don't really know anything about it myself, but I'm sure that there's been some mistake, some misunderstanding.
Well, I made all the headdresses for the Indians and the Sleeping Beauties last year, and Mrs. Webb said she just didn't know what she would have done without me.
Well, I really don't know anything about it myself, but I'll certainly speak to my wife the minute I get home, and I can assure you it's certainly not a matter of her not liking you. My goodness. It's just that we've been so busy and...
Well, I guess we're all busy, Mr. Piper. But if Mrs. Piper does need me, I am certainly willing to volunteer. Unless, of course, she has the headdresses made already.
Oh, well, thank you. But as I said, I don't know a thing about it. But I'll speak to my wife the minute I get home, Mrs.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
I met this woman in the hardware store.
I know, that's what you said. What woman? What was her name?
I don't know. That's it. She said, I can see you don't remember me at all. So, of course, I had to say, oh, yes. And, she did look familiar. But if my life depended on it, I couldn't tell you who she was.
Maybe she thought you were somebody else.
Oh, no. She called me Mr. Piper, so she knew who I was. And she knew you were in charge of this committee for the Spring Bazaar. And it seems that last year, when somebody else had charge of it...
Mrs. Webb. I didn't know, and she's moved out of town.
Miss Webb. Yeah, anyhow, this woman said that she made all the headdresses for the Indians and something else last year, and that this Mrs. Webb said she didn't know what she'd have done without her, and that she'd volunteered to help again this year, and you didn't call her, and she guessed you didn't like her.
Oh, don't like her. I don't even know who you're talking about.
She said.
I certainly can't think of anybody connected with these things that I especially don't like. Anyhow, what did she look like?
Oh, I don't know what she looked like. Sort of the same type as Aunt Effie's friend, Miss Jorgensen.
Oh, Miss Jensen, dear
Miss
Jorgensen.
Jensen.
I don't think all Aunt Effie said.
All right,
Jensen.
Kind of fluttery,
Jorgensen.
She wore a hat, and she was getting her waffle iron fixed.
Well, I certainly can't place her from that description. I certainly can't imagine what she was talking about. Headdresses. She must have me mixed up with somebody else's committee, that's all I can say.
What is your committee?
Makeup. I'm chairman of the makeup committee for the Spring
that's
Bazaar.
What she said. That's what it was. Makeup committee, yeah.
Well, it's nothing to do with headdresses. I'm just in charge of putting makeup on the children. I suppose they're putting on a play or entertainment of some kind. I have nothing to do with that. They gave me a list of people to call to help put on the makeup, but I haven't called them yet. We're just...
You mean you haven't even rounded up your committee? The bazaar is Saturday.
Well, all we have to do is show up. Good heavens, I thought that's all there was to it. What is all this about headdresses? You suppose I've slipped up on something somewhere? What all I've had to do? I just never gave it another thought. I just assumed all my committee and I had to do was show up Saturday and put rouge and lipstick on the children for some play or something. Mrs. Houston's in charge of the whole bazaar. She never said anything to me about headdresses.
You had better get on the phone and call Mrs. Houston.
Yes, I know that, Mrs. Houston, but nothing was ever said to me about headdresses. Well, you certainly never did when we were at the first meeting at your house for all the chairman. Yes, I know that, but Yes, I have last year's committee report. Hold on, will you, Miss Houston? Hand me that batch of papers clipped together, will you, dear?
What? Where?
Right there on the coffee table.
Oh.
Mrs. Houston is mad. She says the reason nothing was said to me at the first meeting at her house was because nothing was accomplished after you brought up all that Leif Erikson Columbus business.
Oh, golly, everybody started to argue.
Yeah.
She should talk. She got into it, too,
Oh,
for
did
Pete's
you look
sake.
for the papers?
Wasn't she indignant because not enough credit was ever given to John Cabot and his discovery
Yeah.
of America? You remember? Here.
Yes. Well, she's English, you know. Thank you. Hello? Yes, Yes, Mrs. Houston, I have the committee report of Mrs. Webb's from last year. Now, just a minute. Yes, it does say, prepare to make up 300 children, 60 Indians, 60 pirates, 90 brides, and 90 sleeping beauties.
Yeah, that's what that woman
And it
said.
said
You know, the one I met in the hardware
250.
store. She made headdresses for Indians and sleeping beauties. Yeah, that's what she said. I remember now.
Yes, I know, Mrs. Houston, but aren't they all going to be in a play or entertainment of some kind? No, I didn't see them last year. We didn't go to the spring bazaar. Betsy had chicken pox, and we didn't get there at all. 300... Where can I get 300 cute little inexpensive headdresses for the...
Look, I told you, this woman I met in the hardware store said she helped make them. Well, I tell you, honey, your trouble is you get involved in too many things.
Yes, all right, I'll try to get in touch with that Mrs. Webb. Yes, all right, Mrs. Houston. Yes, I'll try to get in touch with Mrs. Webb tomorrow. Goodbye. Well, the makeup booth, it seems, has nothing to do with any play or entertainment. A child pays 25 cents to be made up, you know, well, as a boy can be a pirate or an Indian, and a girl can be a bride or a sleeping beauty, and they get, you know, rouge and lipstick and eyebrow pencil and black mustaches and all that, and we're supposed to have a little headdress to go with whatever they select.
Apparently, you should have rounded up your committee and had them making these things the past few weeks.
Yes.
Oh.
She says sewing little wisps of veils and flowers for brides and making gold crowns for sleeping beauties, you know, out of gold paper, I suppose. She didn't know. She said I should call Mrs. Webb, find out how they made them last year. Pirate hats and Indian feather headdresses. Mrs. Houston said to call my committee at once, although they may all be working on something since I didn't call before. She has no idea who you met in the hardware store, the one person who is willing to work. She said,
4 days to go, dear. 4 days. I said you get involved in too many things. Look, I'm sorry, honey. I'm sorry,
Don't you laugh too soon, dear. Tomorrow you may be appointed vice president in charge of making 60 black paper pirate hats.
Oh,
well, somebody's
I
gotta
knew it.
know.
I knew somehow I would wind up.
And be thinking of where we can get feathers for the Indians. Now, you just staple them on.
The Couple Next Door stars Peg Lynch and Alan Bunce.
65 years ago, the 13th day of June, 1960, here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. You'll hear another episode tomorrow. In addition to You Bet Your Life, My Friend Irma, Father Knows Best, and a Screen Director's Playhouse production of The Ghost Breakers, starring Bob Hope, an exceedingly silly show. Thanks for being with us. We'll see you tomorrow for more Classic Radio Theater. I'm Wyatt Cox.